What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Coach Ja, in the building. I'm trying to get my lighting and stuff straightened out over here. I'm chilling. I had to change my position. I was downstairs for most of the day, and now I'm upstairs. And I just wanted to change my area a little bit. Let me see if I change my lighting. What does that look like? This is a cooler light, I believe. Just wanted to change it up just a little bit. I think y'all can see me pretty okay. I hope so. If not, maybe I'll switch this up here. I need to get that lighting's better. Okay, we'll do it like that. We'll do it like that. I'm waiting on my boy AJ, my man AJ, to come up in the spot. He'll be here in a minute now. And I'm just trying to get a little situated. So I had to get my tea together. I don't play. I gotta have tea. I don't believe in not having my tea when I'm on and talking. So we got some things we're gonna talk about today. And yeah, I'm setting up my IG here for those folks who want to come on IG. Y'all know me live on IG, Facebook, and of course on YouTube. I'm trying to get people to the YouTube channel. It works better. I like the way YouTube shows up and things like that. So I'm trying to get the YouTube channel more going. So if you're on and you can get on the YouTube channel, please do. I'm going to get this IG up running right here. Waiting on my brother AJ to come on up in the spot. Boom. And here we go. Yeah, so we're going to talk about some things today. Y'all know how we do. We always talking about the real stuff. We don't have time for stuff that don't make sense. It's time to stop playing. It is time to stop playing. So you're either about it or you're not. Either way, we're here. And Aunt Elaine, good to see you. It is good to see you. I hope you can hear me well. Hope that you can hear me well. If you're joining on Facebook, I can get your messages faster and better if you can get onto the IG, onto the YouTube channel. It'll be much better. And I'm waiting on AJ. I'm sure he'll be on in a second. And yeah, we're just going to get this thing moving. I've been seeing some amazing Black art and a lot of art that has been focusing on our people. And it really feels good to see how amazing we are and how amazing our people are and how we continuously beat, we get past those things that they say are going to hold us down. We make it past. What is that? Blue light? What up, cuz? Oh, bar in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? Yeah, so I'm waiting on my man to come through. And like I said, we talk about everything on this. We talk about politics. We talk about a little bit of everything tonight. We talk about the importance of voting, all the different things that we should be talking about. We talk about on here tonight. So that's what you should expect tonight. Of course, we talk about poetry. Mike in the building. Of course, we talk about poetry. Of course, we talk about writing. We talk about life stuff. And if it's your first time here, welcome. Sit back and enjoy. We're going to be on for a little bit of time. And y'all going to learn some things. I'm just sending off some kites on the IG to let folks know that we're here, because I know some people waiting on us. And I might have been a few seconds behind 7, so it's all good. But just trying to get that set up so that we can get people up in here and see what it's going to be like. I hope you're having a good night. I got my tea ready. I'm so ready to start drinking my tea. I drink hot tea most of the day because I try not to drink so much coffee, but I love drinking warm and hot beverages. That's my favorite. So that's really nice. Rest in peace, Chick. Who is Chick Korea? I don't know what that is, Mike. Oh, that must be what your dinner is. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Wanda Cannon, welcome. Good afternoon. Good evening. Thanks for being here. I don't know where AJ is at, but I'm sure he'll be here momentarily, and we'll get to see him. Let's see. I don't think he's on. Oh, he might be on. Let's see. I'm checking to see if he's online already, because he might be on live. I don't see him yet, so he's not on yet. Oh, he is on. All I'm waiting on. Let me find out what AJ. Let me find out you on another live, and I'm waiting on you to come on here. Oh, he is on live, so I'm waiting on him to log on to this link too. So AJ is on IG as well, so I'm waiting for him to log on to here. He'll be here in a minute. I'm sure he'll figure it out. But how's everybody's day going? I hope your day is going good. I need to sip my tea. I'm sorry. Hope your day is going good. I am a proud father of a brand new baby girl. She is 2 weeks old, and new fatherhood is different, right? When you get older, you learn some things, and you appreciate the no sleep that happens when you're a father. You appreciate it when you get the smiles and all the happy gurgles and the little noises. Return to Forever leader, jazz fusion, keyboardist. He was Miles Davis. Oh, okay, Mike. Okay, wow, I didn't know that. Let me post it up there. Let me post that up there. Miss Betty, Kitty's World, Pricely, anybody that I've missed, I hate that I missed you. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my YouTube folk, my Instagram folks that are here while we're waiting on AJ to come on. I don't know what AJ doing. AJ must be talking to somebody important because he's normally not behind. And I know he's on live, but I don't know. Maybe someone must have chimed in and trying to have a conversation with him. But let me go in here. Y'all just hold tight. I'm gonna go in and see what AJ doing. Oh, he ain't talking to somebody. Okay, he must be coming now. He's saying I'm here. AJ must be okay. Hold on, y'all gotta hold tight. Let me send AJ another link because he must have the wrong link. So I'm gonna do this here because he said he can't find me. So let's go ahead and fix that really quick. Y'all hold tight. I got you. Everything is under control. Gotta get my man AJ right. Because obviously they're having some issues, and I don't know why they're having issues. I didn't mean to put that together. I hope I didn't put that together. I sure did. Didn't mean to put that together, but I did. Let's see. Let's go here. Put it here. So something's happening with the stream, and I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Try this one. AJ said he was having an issue. So let's try it again. Gifted, thanks for coming. Listen, I'm trying to get everything straight. We're having technical difficulties, so we got you now, AJ.
I was here about 3 minutes before I logged on. I'm talking to people on my Instagram, letting them know I'm waiting for Coach Jai to pull me in. Well, we have an early question though.
Okay.
The question was okay, how come Black people, how come we are so afraid of the vaccine? Why is there so much mistrust on the vaccine?
Oh, how much time we got?
Well, we just started, so I told him we was going to attack that first. So what's up? I see you, Charms. What's up?
So let's do this. So the folks who are in the live on YouTube, this question is for you too. Why? Because I'm definitely giving the answer, and I know I'm going to say a lot of stuff that y'all are probably going to be saying too. But the question was, why are Black people so funny about the vaccine and things like that, and why we just not taking the COVID vaccine? I can sum that up in one question and one answer. Tuskegee.
Okay, yeah, Tuskegee is definitely.
So the thing is, it's kind of like the flu, right? They got a vaccine for the flu that gives you the flu, but doesn't mean you still can't get the flu later on. It don't stop it, and so that's number one. No, that's number two. Damn it, I ain't gonna lie. Number one is I don't trust it. Let's not even play with the shit. We ain't even gonna play. I don't trust it, and that's my personal thing. I don't trust it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, as a veteran, as a soldier, see, I didn't trust them for the longest. I still don't trust them fully. But as a veteran, what they would do, they would get us up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They would have 8 tables, 8 little areas set up to where if it was swine flu or whatever the shot was, we rolled up our sleeves on both sides and we walked down and get a shot in the left arm, shot in the right arm, shot in the left arm. And you, as a GI is government issue. Mm-hmm. So as a government issue, you don't have an option. They move way too fast to treat dummies. No, okay, I eat y'all, but the test dummies. They said move way too fast to test dummies. But as a soldier, all the vaccines that they were using, like the flu and all that, I had those. Mm-hmm. I had those involuntarily. And I did see other people get sick because, they do inject a small bit of that flu in you. Yeah. But I refuse to take experimental vaccines. Yeah. But my thing is, right now, I had COVID. Right. So I'm not taking a shot because I had COVID. And I don't know if they're correct on how long this set immunity or these antibodies inside me work. But my mother has COVID now. And that's horrible because she's 88. Mm-hmm. And she got COVID from her nurse's assistant that came to the house. So I wish they would give the people in the hospital that's suffering from COVID the shot to see if it works, to see if it healed them. Then I would have some belief in it. But I do believe that there has to be something in the vaccine that works. But I'm not sure if they, like two places say they're 95%. Mm. AstraZeneca and the other place say they're 95% effective. And see, when Johnson & Johnson finished, say we 72. We ain't gonna lie. We ain't gonna lie to you. We're gonna tell you we just 72% effective, but nobody died. But they say nobody died that actually took the vaccine in the trials, which implies that somebody died that didn't take the actual vaccine that was taking a placebo in the trials. See, we don't listen to whole conversations anymore. Yeah. So we don't break it down. So to me, it's like, if your vaccine worked, why would somebody have to lose their life for a test that you're testing? At some point in time, we have to say that we're trying to do this for real. We're trying to save lives, not let people die that, they didn't have the real vaccine, so we got to see if they're going to die. So there's a lot of things that has to be answered. And I think the first thing they got to answer is this impeachment number 2. See, we need America. We need America to trust America again. See, that impeachment number 2 said America don't trust America.
We need America to be less American, is what you're saying.
That too. But see, America don't trust America because when, if you remember, okay, let's say they say 1619. It said my grandmother's going to be 106 in April. She just took the vaccine. I think for her it was a risk, but for a good reason. Exactly. I'm saying I think that too. But education is a key. But I think what it is we've been telling America since 1619 that Confederacy was bad, that white supremacy was not a good thing, erecting gallows was probably bad. I'm saying, hanging nooses outside of somebody's house was not, a burning cross was probably a bad sign.
But it was really American.
Yeah, I'm saying, but it was really American. I'm saying, but we was telling America this for the longest, but when they saw it firsthand out their window, when they could look outside and see the gallows and hear people chanting and calling their name, where you at? Where Buck at? Where Buck? Oh no, they say Pence. Okay, I don't know why I'm saying Buck, but they say where Pence. Same thing. Where Buck at? Where Pence at? Same thing. They were looking for somebody to hang. But we said it was bad when it was happening to us. But now America's saying, "Oh, we got to do something about this white supremacy." I'm saying, "Oh yeah, man, y'all pretty sharp. Y'all catching on pretty fast."
So let's look at it this way. You're telling me you want me to stay alive, so I should take this vaccine, but you don't send your police officers to jail when they kill my ass in the street. So what part of alive works for you? Which part of me being alive works for you?
Let me tell you what Jedline Lyrical posted on it. He say AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Pepsi, Coke, Mountain Dew.
Listen,
Everybody got a vaccine.
let me tell you something. So check this out. I was in 1995. I started learning how to be a trainer. In 1997, I was a personal trainer, nationally certified. And I remember going to some of these classes. I worked for Bally's Total Fitness. I was an operations manager. I had to go to all these training classes, right? And I learned so much in these classes. But what I learned was real interesting to me was the more melanin you have in your body, you have two types of protein in your body. And the less melanated people have one or the other. And so, now this is personal training class. This ain't even no scientific shit. This is just personal training shit that they teaching you, right? And so, if you remember, non-melanated people would have skin parasites that would eat their skin. But it wouldn't eat ours because it can't digest both proteins. It can only digest one of them. And so my point is, if you are experimenting on people who have one of those proteins and not both of them, which I'll never know, that shit don't count for me anyway, because you ain't even adding the whole product to it.
But I'm saying, I agree with that, because they were saying, because one of them said it's for ages 16 and up, and the other one saying, because I heard, I don't know what medicine it was on television, but when they first said, look, this medicine is only for age 16 and up and shouldn't be given to ages 2 through 16. And I'm like, I think I hear pretty good. So you telling me nobody under 16 should take it, but you didn't say that directly.
You didn't say that directly.
Yeah, and I think we're so used to America. America always tells us the truth, but they tell it in a roundabout way. So we're used to listening to the lies that they tell. So it's hard for us to discern the truth between the lie, and they all sound the same.
That's why they love poets. They can twist and bend some shit. Oh, what that actually mean? Listen to this. Went to the doctor's office years ago, and the doctor said, he said, I'm gonna tell you something. When you come in here, you didn't have to tell us what you've eaten that got you sick. We already know. So people say, no, I don't do that. I know that. We already know they're lying, because it's color coordinated for a reason. They can tell you when you walk and say, this is what's bothering me. They can tell you exactly what you've been eating. And I'm talking about down to, oh, no, you've been eating Doritos and drinking Pepsi. They do it to the T like that. The doctor told me that. And so what color are you putting on this COVID test that I'm going to know that this is for 16 and this ain't for 25? I had shingles in the early 30s, stress. Shingles ain't no fucking joke. I had shingles, and when I walked into the doctor's office, my doctor said, oh my goodness, how you got shingles? I'm looking around like, what the hell is shingles? Because I don't see no shingles hanging off the roof. She said, you're too young to have shingles. We can't even give you the medicine for it. Damn. It's a shot that you get for shingles. But if you're under 40, 47 or something like that, or under 50, somewhere around there, you can't take the shot.
I know my best friend had shingles.
Man.
When she had shingles, she couldn't get the shot either. So I'm like, how do you do this? Somebody asked me, did we know that Bill Gates now being the single largest owner of farmland in the United States? No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know, but I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised. So another thing, AJ, check this out. You go into the grocery store. Everybody wearing the mask except for the infant child. So you're saying the infant can't get COVID?
No, I never heard that.
So listen, my daughter ain't going to no fucking store. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't leaving this damn house like that. We got to go to the doctor. That's different. She got to go there. But I don't understand what people doing. The man and his wife, they're covered up. The kids ain't got no damn mask. They run around snotty nose and shit. I'll get out of the store. I'm not staying around there for that. I don't know if that's COVID dripping out your damn nose. It's unreal. America don't make sense. Why don't they have babysitter centers set up for people who have children so the kids are not in here getting COVID?
But I think, see, right now is when we need to understand that. See, they're having a Impeachment number 2. And they're impeaching him the second time because they wanted to disavow 20 million minority votes. So Georgia last week started on some new placebo thing, not really placebo. It started trying to disallow votes again. They want to make it harder for you to vote. But they just passed all these things to make us vote. They got the Lewis Act, Lewis Voting Rights Act that's supposed to do a lot. But see, what we don't understand until we actually say we need to register to vote. We need to vote, but what we need to do is we need to see which Republicans we don't need in office. So we need some black people to just say they're Republicans so they can run for those positions. And we need black people to say they're Democrats, run for those positions. So we need to get all these people out of office.
Right now.
Jetline said, what happened to 19? What happened to 18? I'm saying, I was wondering about COVID 12 and 13. COVID 12 and 13, they wasn't badass kids or something. Nobody talked about them. They was good.
Hey, tell Jetline, one of his homies that he followed came in and messing up the live feed today. I had to block him off the Ain't Right Trial page.
Jetline, Josh said one of your homies came in. He had to block him on the Ain't Right Trial page. Who was it?
Mr. Hubbard or Hartford or Bufford or some craziness. Mr. Hartford, something.
Mr. Hufford or Hartford. Oh, I agree, Ted Cruz, but not just Ted Cruz. I'm saying that the Texas governor, Texas Attorney General, all the attorney generals that signed that paper trying to get rid of 20 million votes. See, our goal, the reason we created 10 times now is for us to have these conversations, right. Whether we jokingly having a conversation or whatever, but we need to know the seriousness of every moment that we experience right now, because every moment we experience is more important than it is. Just like the vaccine, just like this impeachment, just like them trying to disavow votes, just like Georgia trying to create new laws, just like these 18 attorney generals trying to charge Michigan and Pennsylvania, trying to get rid of votes in both of those states when you can't. And like Ted Cruz and
everybody who was pro-Trump.
Yeah, I'm saying everybody that said that they wanted after the insurrection, everybody said, hey, we want to disavow those votes. We're not going to certify those votes. Meant that the insurrection was part of what they wanted.
That's what. Wait a minute. Let's back up. He said, I think it was Pence, if I'm not mistaken. He basically said that that's what's going to happen if y'all don't let these people do what they want to do. He basically said it. Then that other fool that I had his name written down on the paper, I left it in there. That other fool said the same damn thing. Oh, he's going, and then they said it's going to get worse if they don't let it happen.
Yeah, and Charles just said we just realized our power and now they want to take it. But see, that's just it. They can't really take our power because what we have to do is imagine. Let's say you lived in this one area. Everybody can actually Google their area. Like if you're in Dallas County, whatever county you're in, and say, okay, what was the percentage of people, minorities that voted in Dallas County last year? Mm-hmm. And then what is the percentage of registered voters? And then what is the percentage of people that are of voting age that's not registered? So you can see that the difference between all these things. But when you understand, like if we get 90% of the people in this county to register to vote, you know how frightening that's going to be to all these people. They can't get rid of all of us. But see, when we are disjointed, when we say our vote don't count, or you think your vote don't count, or he think his vote don't count, it matters because, see, I need you to go and vote for me. I ain't asked you to do shit since I know you. I'm just asking every 2 years you take a day out and say, damn, AJ got me going voting. That's all I want you to say. Go vote for me. You ain't got to vote for you. I'm begging you to vote for me. We're friends.
Only because I'm asking you to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you want to, right? Forget about what you want. We ain't talking about
you. Yeah, you got 364 more days to do what you want.
AJ, look, I don't call you and borrow no money for you. You know, I don't try to hit on your woman. You know, I don't call your mama names. I'm just asking you to vote for me. That's all I'm asking.
Just one time. One time every 2 years.
Every 2 years. I told you I'm gonna start taking my thank you back from people. All my thank you and apology. I'm taking this shit back.
And so a lot of black people were paid voting for the Tangerine dude. But that's okay, Jet. Check it out. Did you notice you said a lot of black people are voting? That means they're registered. So until we wake up, it's going to happen. We got people on both sides. It's going to happen. But until we understand that until we think this melanin makes us family.
Come on.
Until we believe that I can raise my fist again and it don't be a Trump signal and it be a right on, it be a peace, brother, it be a what's up, of what's happening like it used to be. Yeah. Because there was a time when I'm saying, I know I travel the globe all over the United States. And I was traveling and I'd be in DC or wherever, on the other side of the street, see somebody throw their fist up, throw the fist back. It's like, it's right on, like we cool. Mm-hmm. Symbiosis said, what concerns me is that much of what's happening lately either directly matches or bears undeniable similarities, at least in my mind, to what whistleblowers have been warning us about since before 01. But symbiosis, that's correct. I'm saying we've had whistleblowers telling the truth. We've had whistleblowers in the last 4 years that they were trying to say, put your whistle down.
Yeah, basically. Whistle, yeah.
but Chom say now we got to demand something for our vote. No, now we got to vote for something.
Here's what we got to do. Here's what we got to do. First thing, like you said, make sure everybody in your house is registered first. Then go talk to your neighbor, then call your cousin, so on and so forth. The only thing we have to do right now is vote. That's the only thing we have to do right now. Now, here's what you're missing in it. When they see us vote again, like we voted this year, and they was waiting for the black vote to come in to make a change, when they see that shit, they're going to come knock on your damn door next time. Because they know your ass is serious. Then shit, they ain't worried about it when we wasn't serious when Trump ran. We let that shit, he ain't going to get it. I know I did. I was, shit, they ain't letting him in there. Next thing, he walking around with his book upside down and shit.
in front of the church with boarded up windows.
Like you damn dumb. But AJ, that's it. Like, stop with the black agenda. We need a human agenda. Because if you put a human agenda, it has to incorporate black people. Our problem is we keep wanting to say, this is mine. It is yours. Mm-hmm. But make it yours by making a stance that people, you can stop going to them and they come to you. The only time they come to you is when they put up a Walmart in your area, a CVS in your area. They come to your ass then because they know we're not coming over there. Why they keep going to the same people for votes? Because they know those people voting.
No, but check this out. Jetline say Eric Adams, a black man, is running for mayor here, and yet the propaganda machine reports the Asian guy's leading. Let me tell you, it might not be incorrect that the Asian guy's leading, because we as black people will vote for somebody else long before we vote for us. And so that, see, somebody said we need a economic plan for us. See, what we need to do is we need to see what's needed in our community. We need to get all these people registered to vote. We need to say, okay, this is what we need in our community. So if this is what you're for, we will vote for you. See, a lot of times, people don't come to your big black mega church until you have a lot of people in the mega church registered to vote. And they'll come a couple of Sundays before it's time to vote. Maybe come back another Sunday and be offbeat like they in your church, like they know the song, like they know old Negro spirituals, like they had some problems. They've been in the fields hiding in the woods or something. They don't know nothing about that. But see, what it is we need to prepare ourselves for what we need. We need to stop, what was it? Schoolhouse Rock told us how to make a bill. I'm just a bill, They told you about laws and all these other things when we were children. And how many laws have we made? How many bills have we tried to make? None. Because we didn't apply what we were taught. See, a lot of things we're taught and we don't know we learned them. Because I learned all the classes from Charlie Brown. I learned Acme from Roadrunner. Acme is a company. Acme would ship. Acme shipped everywhere.
Every damn way.
That's where I learned my shipping from Acme on Roadrunner.
That's
I ran one of all the classic songs, Beethoven and Chopin. They would play them on the cartoons. We didn't know what it was. But see, now that we know, just like Josh said, Tuskegee is one reason that we don't believe in the vaccine. So can somebody tell me what Tuskegee was in totality? Yeah. See, what we need to do is all the history that we think we know, we need to go back and reread it so we can read the small details. Like Tuskegee was a 6-month sign-up experiment that lasted 40 years. And not just 40, yeah, beep, road runner Acme, exactly. It's Betty. No, but Tuskegee lasted 40 years, and Tuskegee had 600 black men.
Mm-hmm.
They injected 399 of the black men with syphilis. And 8 years later, when penicillin came out, there was a cure for syphilis. They didn't tell them that there was a cure.
Nope.
So Bill Clinton is the one apologized to the families, but they still have an insurance plan that's just for those families. They still have a beneficial fund just set up for those families because of the long-term effect of what they let them go through. And it was a 40 years project that was supposed to be 6 months. That's why we don't trust America. But see, that's why we need to go deeper and understand that it is our turn to see and say what's going on, say what we're going to participate in, say what we're going to vote for, and put in office who we're going to vote for.
Yeah. Also, AJ, let's talk about this. Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood, you know, our sisters listen, I want y'all to hear me. Y'all have to just listen to me. That birth control had nothing to do with you outside of destroying your legacy and experimenting and finding out how they can create reproductive avenues for other people to reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with you outside of that. They don't give a damn if you're on welfare. And your kids, they're already lining them up for prison anyway. So they don't give a damn about that. They already invested in that. They're waiting on that. And so when we don't know what these entities start from, who are the people who start and what they think about you, and when we don't know that, we don't have a clue. And that's why I said, in your state, you need to find out who your governor is, and that's where you direct your energy. Put forth, damn the presidency. I don't care if you never vote for another damn president. Get you a governor that's worth a damn.
And attorney general.
And attorney general. Yeah.
But I agree. They say they're saying abroad. They're talking about the people that started Planned Parenthood. But let me tell you one thing that I think of Planned Parenthood, because there was a Planned Parenthood in my community, and I know some girls that I went to school with that got pregnant that went to Planned Parenthood, but they went for the prenatal care, because if you don't understand, Texas, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama are in the top 10 for mortality rates of black children because they don't have prenatal care. So Planned Parenthood, don't use it for what everybody's saying it's for. Use it for the prenatal care, because they have that's good. They got things for you, but when they publicize what they want you to know or publicize what they think is bad or good about it, that's not what it's for. Like if somebody dropped drugs in your community, that don't mean you have to sell them.
Yeah.
If they drop guns on the corner of your street, that don't mean you got to start shooting black people. You know, but if they drop bombs on your corner, you're gonna call somebody, because take them in your house and see how that works. It's not gonna work out good for you. So our job is to stop listening to what people tell us about us.
Yeah.
And let's start creating our own story, our own legacy, writing a different legacy for our families, for our children, for us, saying that we can do this, but we have to do it this way. Even if we don't do it the old way, let's do a new way. Let's find a way to be better for us, better for each other.
AJ, listen, man. We still say, when you go to work, what you say, you're on the plantation, right? Let's think about being on the plantation. You really, literally, we got. What y'all keep forgetting is that only thing they did was open the doors of the plantation. We still all we got. Okay, the proper way is to say we are all that we have. We all we got. And when we start to act like we all we got, we are all that we have, it showed up in this election.
Yeah,
they
wait. Everybody wait. They waiting. They say, okay, that county right there is majority minority. That county right there is majority black. We're waiting for those votes to come in. And see, that should have told us that regardless of who think their vote don't count, if they wait on your vote to come in, that vote is necessary. So I really believe that when we begin to have our own conversations, not a dialogue that somebody else told us we need to have, when we have our own conversations about what we know we need in our communities, daycare centers, we need other black businesses, we need to support black businesses in your communities, because you know, if you notice, they would give a no interest loan to a person that'll open a convenience store right on your corner. None of that money goes to your community, but they won't give a black group a loan to open a convenience store on their corner.
None.
So imagine if we decide that we going to come together and we're going to put our money together. We're going to open a black convenience store on this corner. We're going to all go to this black convenience store. We're going to make it big. We're going to actually open a laundromat next to that. We're going to open a barbershop next to that. So now we got our own block, our own corner.
Yeah.
Because that's all they've been doing. Because there was in Houston, there was this one black company that sold the hair, the weave or whatever you want to call it. And it was it was a store making multi-million dollars. So this Asian company came and they built one down the street, and they built another one a little closer. But what they were doing, they all the Asians, they lived in the same house. They started this business and brought other people in and taught them the business, opened another business, and those same people moved to that business and brought other people in, opened that business. Then they moved one closer to that store, and the black store went out of business because we would rather shop at somebody else's store for the same product for less money, not understanding that if we supported this store and made this store bigger, they could buy their product for less.
For less, absolutely.
So we don't understand how this, I guess, how economics work, because we're always willing to go to Walmart and not to the store where the black people own, because I can get a loaf of bread at Walmart for 79 cents, but the bread at your store costs $2.25. And it costs $2.25 because they're not going to sell you bread for less than what these mega Walmart buying their bread for probably 10 cents a loaf or less.
Yeah. Because
they're buying so much. So imagine if we became our own surplus. We became our own entity. So let's say in Dallas, there's a mom and pop black owned grocery store. In Fort Worth, there's one. In Charlotte, there's one. In another city, there's one. So we say, okay, we got all these stores. So we need to be able to buy cheaper. So let's these 4 stores go in and create this entity that we say we're going to start supplying our stores.
Yeah.
So then we start hiring other people, say we need truck drivers. We need people to do this. So now we start, the only way we can be better at being us is that we begin to hire us. We begin to support our own businesses and hire our own people. And then we're not dependent on anybody else to tell us that we're going to raise minimum wage to $15 because we know y'all ain't going to work for nobody but us.
That's the whole thing. That is, and then there's the saying, black people lazy and don't want to work. Shit.
Black people got 4 or 5 jobs.
Go into before COVID, pre-COVID, you walk into a call center.
Oh yeah.
To the bank. Shit. But we listen. The biggest lie we listened to was that we're the minority.
Oh yeah.
That was the biggest. And what I never understood about black people is how you even accept that. Just go back to slavery. That cuts the shit out right there.
Yeah, it was only 8 white people on the plantation running about 150 blacks.
On the average.
Yeah.
Not to mention the ones that they lent out, shit, rented out to them, gave the brother.
I got a better way we can look at it, John. They're doing all this second impeachment and everything that happened is because right now it's only 2 prevalent colors in America, and that's red and blue, because we're running out of white.
Running out of them.
And they're afraid that we're gonna run out of white. So they want to make sure that they have this place, because they're not gonna let the Senate draw these messed up districts no more so they can keep these seats.
Yeah.
People are telling the Senate, and I believe that Jamie got more votes than they said, because when they was talking about the election was rigged. Mm-hmm. Imagine if they would call and ask for 11,000 find me 11,780 votes. You know, that's a conversation that was recorded.
Yeah.
Everybody know how many votes they needed for the Senate.
Or how many they actually found. Anyway.
That's exactly how many votes they need for the Senate. So that could be the second part of the conversation. So we don't know how this works, and we don't know whether there's people listening to the argument in the Senate that's too afraid to listen to the truth, and they say we're not going to vote that way. No way, we can't. So I don't know if somebody has something over you, because that's what it sounds like to me. Like I couldn't vote that way if I wanted to. You know what's going to come out about me?
Listen, AJ, I was watching the movie. I think it's
I agree, Tom.
I think
what movie?
not Donnie Brasco, Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
And remember when I think he was Mr. Pink, the one that was an undercover police officer. They told him every crook has to have their story. You got to have your story down pat. They're not gonna believe if they ain't got one up on you. I think that's what politics. I don't think you can be a politician that don't have dirt on you. I don't think they let your ass in because they feel like we got to be able to pull the rug when it's time. Because these Negroes is they okay. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna be nice today with my wording. These politicians, bro. These politicians is these son of a guns got some shit going on. And the fact that these people decided that, okay, we're gonna wait to do this impeachment trial until he's no longer in office. They knew that the only argument was he's no longer the president, so you can't impeach him no more. That tells me he got something on y'all's asses that y'all don't want to open up about.
But my thing is, even listening to that part of the argument, I'm gonna read what you wrote, Betty. If listening to that part of the argument, it's like, okay, so you say you can't impeach a person that's no longer in office. But see, the Senate side is just a trial. That's not called impeachment.
Right.
Impeachment was what the House did while he was in office. So you can't use that argument, logically, because the impeachment was done.
It was already done.
But better say, study eugenics, the movement for the foundation of Planned Parenthood movement, especially around the turn of the century. Then when the focus during the rise of Nazism, ethnic cleansing. I agree, Betty, but see, there's a lot of things. Okay, the way I look at Planned Parenthood is like, okay, so they would gut the pig. They would throw all the stuff they didn't know how to cook away.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have nothing to eat. So we said, okay, I think if we clean that pretty good, we can call it chitlins. If we clean that pretty good and boil them feet, we can have them pig feet. I think we can make them, and we might even pickle them. So we found a way to cook what they discarded.
Right.
So just because they had a bad plan for us don't mean that we were in their bad plan. See, we can use what they've done and utilize the good parts. There's always some good parts of something when somebody have bad feelings for you. See, God didn't make us black for nothing. He didn't give us this stay power for nothing. You know how much we've been through? You know how long they've been trying to get rid of us? They've been trying to get rid of us since they said we can't have slaves no more. You mean I can't just keep two of them?
I was talking to somebody the other day. I said, if you took black skin and you just took every molecule out of it, you know what you'll end up with? Survivor.
Exactly.
Because all the shit that we went through, the suffering, the pain, the only thing, it'll break down, and then the word survivor just come up like smoke. Survivor, it's just there.
Yeah, because I'm saying, look at how, I don't think Harriet ever had swimming lessons. But I bet when she was wading in the water, some of it wasn't wadable. She had to swim a little bit. So, and I don't think Harriet had a compass. And she wasn't a shipfarer, so she wasn't a captain or a pirate. So her using the stars to navigate had to be something that she learned herself.
Could you imagine that?
So I'm saying we don't look at the greatness of us displayed in the things that we know. So imagine Harriet. Harriet she did 16 trips. They couldn't find the routes that she took these people through.
They couldn't find
They were always waiting and say, okay, so Moses coming? We're going to wait for Moses, and they couldn't find him. But she had a shotgun, not for the people that was trying to find him, for the people that was with her. Because she knew it was some people going to be like the little kids when you ride and they say, Daddy, are we there yet? Are we there yet? How much further?
Man.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve is not federal.
Okay. A lot of people don't know that.
And see, John F. Kennedy, he was talking about getting rid of the Federal Reserve. And see, that might be why he's
that ain't no Mike. That ain't no Mike. We know that ain't no damn Mike. we know why they got rid of Kennedy. But then let's take the good from that bad. His daddy was a bootlegger.
Oh, you know, but then all this old money they're talking about, all these people with all this old money that they don't. I'm saying, I haven't heard where the billions or trillions of dollars, we don't know even what's equitable on what they made from plantations, what they made from coffee. And a lot of people don't know that the first 11 of the first 12 presidents of America owned slaves.
Right.
You know, the signer of the Emancipation Proclamation owned over 600 slaves. So he just said, look, I'm gonna free your slaves, and mine got more work to do. plus a couple of them pregnant. You know, but the thing is see, we look at, we've been so miseducated that we don't want to know what the truth is. Had to silence some folks for sure. They're not going to let one destroy what they stole, not even Trump. I agree. But I'm saying, but see, the thing is we have to understand that we've been here, built here, all these things they got. And see, they went and got us because they would go to Africa and say, okay, so where are the best planters who know how to, you know, do this soil thing, who know what to plant these seeds, how they know how to grow stuff. Because see, they destroyed the indigenous people of this land because there was really no Thanksgiving. You know, didn't nobody invite them, and they set up these tables and they had this big old turkey with some dressing and some giblet gravy and all this other stuff. No, they robbed these people of their land. They took what they wanted. America's always taken what they wanted.
What they want anytime they get ready.
And here we are, letting them still take stuff.
Yeah, well, hell, we leave.
Most time we giving it to them. Oh, yes.
Come on over here. We got some more for you over here. You know we put that there yesterday. Oh, it's waiting for you right here. It's sad to know that still today. That's why I write a lot of poems. Still today, that's a poem. That's a never-ending poem. Still today, we refuse to admit that we know better, and we just don't want to do better. Like they're saying, you know, I ain't never gonna be nothing but a nigga. I'm just a nigga. That's the dumbest shit you ever said in your life.
No, John. Let me tell you why that's not dumb. That's simple. Just imagine. We know there was no Thanksgiving, but every third Thursday on November, we call our family members to our house and we have a Thanksgiving. So I'm saying, so we know better. We know better than what we were taught, but we act like we don't know no better than what we taught. I think we have more traditions than truth.
Come on.
In our life, because we live our lives in tradition and we're afraid of the truth. Masters of deception. But see, when we standing there just following blind, it's not deception. We just like my buddy say, this is sheep following no eyes.
I'm trying to figure out. It's kind of like, you know, you train a dog to stay in the yard with you put a chain on him. You know he can't go but so far. You take the chain off, the dog's so used to it's not attached, but he know that chain is there. We've become so accustomed to that being our everyday that we're okay with it. We're okay with knowing that we can't leave. You know, I can't go off the plantation. They said the average person never leaves further than a 20-mile radius from where they live. This big ass world, 20 miles. That's disgusting.
The fear of not knowing is us because we never knew anything. We still fear not knowing. And just like you said, you know, Ringling Brothers, I used to go to the circus every year it came to Dallas. What it was, you go to the elephants and the elephants got a little bitty stake in the ground. They got this thing around their feet because, like you said, they used to have this big old giant chain. So he fought all these years to break this chain and couldn't break this chain. So now they taking all these cities and they put a little rope around his ankle and he tugged and it's a little tight. He said, well, guess can't go nowhere either. And he's the biggest thing in the world. So imagine how we are so trained that we have these chains around our minds. We have these chains around our minds, so we don't want to know the truth, even when somebody tells us the truth.
We don't want to hear the truth, even when we go to our religious places.
Oh yeah, our religious buildings to where they tell us the truth, but see, a lot of times I'm like I think the most important scripture in the Bible to me is in Peter. I'm trying to think of what it is. Peter says, "Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly divided in the word of truth." So what I got from that, he say, rightly, there's going to be two truths presented. But if you studied yourself, nobody can tell you what truth is the truth. They can tell you what they got from it, but you can't tell me what I just learned ain't what I just learned. When I learned it for myself. And see, that's what we have poets that write so much truth that people are afraid to buy their book. And some people that's not afraid to buy their book, people are jealous of buying their book because somebody they know might see their book there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we don't know what other people feel. We just have to keep doing what we're doing and hope somebody see us. Somebody see that I'm gonna be the same me you saw yesterday. I'm gonna tell the same truth I saw, regardless of who I'm talking to. I can sit down and talk to, you know, I think what was his name? Mike Eric Dyson had a conversation with him at one of his book signings. But I had to explain to him that I'm not buying your book. It was a book when he had on Bill Cosby. Okay. I said, I'm not buying your book because I have a problem with any black man writing about another black man, because we have enough problems with America telling lies on us that I don't need you to tell the truth on me.
Yeah. Shit, it's already out there.
I know, but I'm saying, but we will definitely turn tail and run on somebody else's book, on somebody else, and just like Trump would say, hey, he did this, and won't turn his taxes. I want to see your taxes. So I'm saying that's us. We will sit down and I want to see every truth about you, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to give you that much information about me. I don't think you need to know.
I want to see the day that when we realize we actually have the power to change everything overnight. And I'm saying, I'm not talking about maybe in a few weeks, maybe in a few months. I'm talking about overnight. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it right now. They were waiting for Georgia and Pennsylvania, mainly Pennsylvania at the time. Mm-hmm. Mainly waiting for Pennsylvania because they didn't expect to have to. They thought Georgia just could be canceled out. Remember that. They just thought that was going to be canceled out. He was waiting for Pennsylvania. And you have all of these votes, all the other states that were red. Oh, we know that's not going to change. That's also not going to change. But we're looking at this small area, but it's a lot of people in that area. That's what I'm saying. It's
on the other side of the tracks.
And so if you look at that, if we decide to do one thing collectively, I don't care if it was everybody turn the lights off, all the lights go off, every cell phone go off, turn the shit off right now. You know how much money this world lose? I didn't say America. I said the world. If we shut down everything right now, I mean cold turkey. Don't warn them. Don't tell them. Shut the shit down. You know, Richard Pryor said a wino ain't afraid of nothing but running out of wine. Rich folks ain't scared of nothing but not being rich, but being poor. The minute that money train stop, AJ, you probably can remember, some of y'all might not remember, when the stock market crashed, I want to say in the 80s or the 90s, when it crashed. And they was jumping off the buildings in New York City. Yeah. I got a buddy who does security for NBA players here and a couple other people. And he does private security for them. He went to a ranch. Now, mind you, I only seen the house in Charlotte. I didn't see the ranch in Statesville that one of his clients owned. And when you pull up to his house, first of all, it's a gated community. And when you go into the gated community, you think you're at the zoo. It's just open space. You don't see houses till you damn near a half a mile inside. You don't even see houses.
So you can't break the gate and think you don't get nowhere.
Yeah, you get to break the gate, you lost. So we drove to the house, finally got to the house. Then you got to drive down all this nice paved way. You can park literally 6 or 7 cars in the front piece of the house, just in front of the house. I'm not talking about going in the driveway, going in the back. I'm talking about just in the front of the house. I don't even know where the house ends. It might end in South Carolina. Shit's so big. Listen what this man said. Now, this is just his Charlotte home. This ain't his Statesville home. He told my man, he said, look, man, now the Statesville ranch is bigger than what he got in Charlotte. He said, I'm worth more to my family dead than alive. Think about the mentality of you to think that you are worth more to your family dead than alive. Look at what the value you put on money. And we got to understand these are the people who we keep allowing to go into office. That's why shit don't change, because that's how they think. Money don't fix everything. It'll make you happy. Now, I'm not with that money don't make you happy. Bullshit. It makes people happy. It don't fix everything, but it's the mindset. If we went and said, you know what, we're shutting it all down, every damn thing, shut it down overnight, AJ.
No, John, I just thought about what we can change overnight. What we can change, okay, like everybody on my Instagram, everybody on this, if you're listening, what we could do, okay, let's say Coach Ja has a book, I believe, and it's called 101 Love Notes from Dad. So what it is if everybody bought a copy of that book, posted it and say, hey, I need everybody to buy that book. So everybody, start buying that book. So everybody buy that book. So we start posting little snippets from the poems in that book. So now if you want to make some, because I have a lot of people sending me videos and books of other people. And the people that sending them to me, no, I got videos and books of my own. So I got 9 books and they send me a book. Oh, you need to read this book. I'm like, but I don't ever recall you buying one of mine. Or somebody sent me a video. I'm like, you didn't share my last 18 videos, but you sending me a video talking about make it go viral. So I don't think we understand viral is not somebody else's doing. Viral is our doing.
Our doing. That's right.
So when we decide that we're going to take a person, one person's one at a time. Let's do it like it's a line. Okay, let's take Ja first. Let's take Ja book. Let's send it out. Everybody post it on the page. Everybody share it. Tell your friends to share it. Tell your friends to make this go viral. And let's see if we can't do that, because it's time for us to say that it's our turn. Yeah, exactly. We should take a month and support each other's products. But that's, every Wednesday I have a show called Wednesday Morning Read Share. So all the books that I bought from other poets, that's where we come. We come and we read from other poets' books, because we now have new favorite poets. So I want everybody to understand that if this is my new favorite poet, it could be yours too.
Yeah. There's so much magic in our power that we just keep neglecting. It ain't like we don't know. We neglect it. Think about it. Don't we make songs go #1? We make these challenges that come on. We send that shit.
The first challenge was what that ice water challenge. What was that?
I remember that dumbass challenge.
Yeah, it was the ice water challenge. So everybody was doing it. I'm like, and somebody asked me, I'm like, man, I ain't letting nobody pour no ice water on me. But I think when we stop accepting, what's that? Is that the shadow? What's the challenge? Silhouette challenge. Or silhouette challenge to me is just like the Tide Pod challenge. People eating Tide Pods, same thing to me. Same thing. Tide Pod, silhouette, same thing. And I think it's ALS. That's it. Miss D would say ALS. That's what it was. So I think it's time that we create our own challenges. But we create our own challenges like, okay, let's all buy. I challenge you to go buy Coach Ja's book. That's my challenge.
AJ, turn your camera a little, because you keep going out the camera. Turn it to your right shoulder. There you go. That way, yeah. Because you keep going out the camera.
Yeah, I'm saying so. The challenge would be let's go buy Coach Ja's book. Let's go buy Mr. Witt's book. Let's go buy the Mass Poet's book. So our Mass Poet has a video. Let's all share this video. Let's share this. Coach Ja has a show every morning called Coffee Time with Ja. Let's share this. Make everybody get up at early, because if I get up, it's early as hell in Vegas. I'm just trying to tell you. I'd have made the show a bunch of times, but I'm a writer, so somebody messaged me last night to my, why you up so late? I said, nigga, I'm a poet. I'm a poet. What you mean why I'm up late? Follow the grade. What's up? I can definitely do that throughout the month and ongoing. Betty say, hell, forever, no expiration date on supporting each other.
AJ, listen, that silhouette challenge has gone so viral. You got men doing the damn silhouette challenge.
Ain't that like men twerking?
That's the point I'm trying to make. You got men doing the silhouette challenge now.
Yeah, that's like men twerking or something, ain't it?
Yeah.
Men having a makeup app where they can just get in there and make up. And see, I just thought, see, it used to be where we go to a club. There was this dance, and women had a way that they did it, and men had a way that they did it. So it looked so nice. It looked like it looked like it go together when we dance.
Right.
Now they got a dance that is just one version. I'm like, that's not my version of the dance. I'm not doing that dance. It's not my version, you know.
Certain things just ain't gonna work.
My daddy wouldn't like me out here acting like this. He could see me from wherever he is. But I really think it's time that we say, okay, so let's support one another, but let's not just talk about supporting one another. Let's say, okay, so this month our support is going to this person. So let's start posting. Let's do this. Let's support this person. Let's buy this book. Let's post little snippets from this book. What's your favorite poem in it? We can have lives and say, okay, what's your favorite poem in the book? See, I thought once we needed a book club to share my books with. But see, if we're readers, we're all a book club.
We're all a book club already.
All we got to do is talk about the same book.
A book club is two people.
Yeah. So let's organize this thing. Everyone send in what they have to offer, and each month we buy 2 products and share with others. The goal is to get 3 to 5 other people to support. It has to be a system. Now, I agree with that, Rosa May, definitely. But that's what we're talking about. That's what this show is about. This show is trying to show us how can we support one another and make it bigger than it's been, because we can no longer. What COVID should have taught us that first, you got to like yourself, because you spend a whole lot of time with you wasn't used to.
That's first. Because at some point, you and that person in the mirror are going to have some conversation.
Yeah. And second, there's this streaming information going on, and there's these connections that we made with people that we wouldn't have met otherwise.
No.
So how can we maximize the benefit of this connection? So, and that's what we're talking about. Somebody else said, I've just started working on a website called Poetic Just Us. Cool. And definitely we'll share that, man. We'll definitely put it out there. But I think it's time that we say, okay, so what are we doing? Just like Mr. Witz and I, we have a show on the 18th of this month.
Yeah.
It's called History versus History. What's that? A poemathon.
A poemathon, yeah.
It's the poemathon, man. Mr. Witz, we're gonna go back and forth because, man, I'm so honored, man. Mr. Witt's words is so dope. Mr. Witt's words is so dope, man. I'm just honored to be in the same flow. We're gonna go back and forth, yes. And I just think that people should come and listen, because we're gonna do a lot of different things like creative writing classes, a lot of other things. We're gonna bring people in because I think once we understand there is a way to become better at what it is you do when you want to get better at what you do. That's it. There's some people that can tell you how to get better. I might not know everything, but I know somebody that can tell you how to get better at what you want to get better at. Yeah. But it's time for us to share this information that we have and be willing to pay for the information shared, because a lot of times we will go and pay whatever anybody else tell us it's worth. Oh, that suit you want 180? Oh, that book you want 25? I only got 12.50. You want to barter for the book, but you want to give him all the money for the suit?
You know, we have our values mixed up, man. We do. I just enjoy. I'm gonna be honest. I did not know this journey in this poetry world would be as it is, and to know that something that I love, right? Something that my ex kind of took me away from, that ain't nothing. That why are you wasting your time? I allowed that to take me away from. Had I listened or stayed in that situation, imagine I would not be here right now on this feed. I would not have met none of these folks that I've met. I wouldn't have these books out. I might not have had what I needed to have to save my daughter's life. Think about that.
That's the key. But see, even that point, that means that what you went through enabled you to know that these words can save somebody's life.
That's right. All right there.
Then what does God look like by Ja? Yeah, that's a dope piece. But see, mine, I like that, but I like that dressing for church.
Dressing for church, yeah.
I like that dressing for church. I'm saying it's just the way that we see things, and when you can write what you see exactly how you see it to make other people realize they saw that before, but they just didn't know how to write it like you wrote it. Yeah. See, because poets, we take pictures of moments. See, imagine every page in a book is the hands on the clock that you snatched off and you paste them on that page. So you holding that moment in time so other people can see what the moment looked like.
What that moment looked like. I say it another way. I say with the right hand moving through the minute hand trying to catch up to the hour hand is moving through molasses.
Yeah. No, but Rosa May and Betty say this is what we've been talking about a long time. They said we need to keep, we can't just keep talking about it without action.
That's right.
The first step that we agreed was we need to do this show 10 times now so we can talk about this so other people can hear us talk about it.
And the key is it leaves from this platform. This is just a platform. This is we bought the matchbook.
Yeah, we're gonna start fires everywhere.
You gotta take the match and strike it. It's your turn now. The match is here. You gotta, and I think we had a great timing on my daughter's on here. Hey baby girl, I love you. My daughter's on live.
Oh, cool. What's up? Hey, Coach, read Dressing for Church, man. Read that, man. Go on. Yeah. I know you got it up there somewhere.
Let me find Dressing for Church. And I hadn't named it Dressing for Church yet either.
Yeah, I already named it. Don't worry about it. I named it. No, but see, there are people you'll meet that will say things that you wish you said, and they will say it like you wish you had said it. And they will say everything you wish you had said, like you want to go somewhere where they're not known so you can read it and act like it's yours. but this piece right here, man, I'm saying I got a lot of favorites from Mr. Witts, because I had to read the other day, Mr. Witts, he say, pray me a slave.
Oh, I don't know. I'm waiting for Witts to come on up in here. He need to come on in here.
Yeah. I had to read "Pray Me a Slave" again the other day because, man, y'all have no idea.
We can write a part 2 title.
What a goddess look like.
Come on, Venus. All right, let me read AJ's poem. This is AJ, one of his favorite poems. Would you look at this tie? Perfect color, matching my socks and the shine in my shoes. Looks like I made it for myself. Look at my skin. Gloss well enough for Sister Clara's reflection to find its smile again. But look at this tie. It's perfect. I hope it matches Pastor's likings, makes his lives find a new heart to hold on to. Can you see this tie? Noosed perfectly around my windpipe. I'm going to shuck and jive my way to heaven today with this tie. I'm going to hear a word that's going to free me today. I'm going to want to have something new going on today. Nothing's going to be free. At least that's what they told me. Not in heaven. Before I bought this shirt and made a threesome out of this iron and ironing board. And I remember how its squeaky voice gave grandma a smile on Sunday mornings, singing her favorite songs, made her play her gospel music just a little louder, knowing we were getting ready for Sunday school. But look at this tie. Choking my good sense away from my lungs, scaring me enough to only do what I'm told, regardless of what my spirit cannot accept. Those things that shoot insomnia in my veins, force my eyelids to fight one another. But look at this tie. Don't it look great? Matches the nice shoes and the shiny socks that I'm wearing, made perfect for me, and it just don't fit anymore. But the ones that smell like my footsteps have now have a bad fragrance. But I still see them. Still rush to Sunday school, closed-minded because that's gonna be true. It's got to be true. It's got to be where they print them freedom papers at, where they find broken families and deadbeat dads, just like the pretty ties they find, the ones that match the silk shirts and the pretty scarves, the ones that so many men love to sing to the king's order. Would you look at this tie? It's got purple and blues. It ain't never told our secrets. Ain't never helped us wash away those taboos or generate generational curses, but we still march on. Still gonna march on the master. Gonna see Pastor today. Still gonna wait for the first family to smile in my direction. I bet that's a die-hard dinner you just had. The one waiting for you at home. Had a fine breakfast you wasted because that bacon wasn't fried long enough. Oh my! But would you look at this pretty tie and the socks that tell my pants leg just to ride up a little bit? To let the sun shine on these pointy-toed shoes so somebody else can say that I look good. I got some old granddaddy's cologne on today since daddy ain't here no more. Got a testimony since I had to do it all by myself. Had to walk without him. A baby on the way that he ain't never gonna see. A social security number waiting for her first name so she could pay taxes on and pay tithes on. And maybe they're gonna let her sing in choir one day. I'm gonna buy me a new tie on that day. Be ready for the praise ceremony. Gonna praise because that's what the good book said I'm supposed to do. And it doesn't even matter if I forget why or how. I forgot I wasn't even taught how to do so. Can't make this up. Can't make up which of the three I'm supposed to listen to. But I'm gonna pray hard on today. Fix my tie like it's supposed to be. I'm gonna sit up front so Pastor can see me. Walk in slow so my hard bottoms can make that wonderful tapping sound against the floors on this day. When I get home, I'm going to hang my tie up on the same hanger, in the same closet, in the same place I should have left them damn prayers. But for now, I just want you to look at this tie.
No, man, that's fire, man. That's fire. Like, ain't nobody taught me how to praise, but I'm gonna go praise today.
Praise today.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to. Like
I'm supposed to. Going to church because that's when the freedom papers are at.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
No, but I think there's so much truth in the things that you write and that we write, because it's like we know these are the inferences that we're told when we go to church, when we go somewhere, when you go they say this is what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody said who said we're supposed to do it. They don't reference, in where it is. You just say, just, hey, take my word for it.
And go with it.
Yeah, take my word. This is what you're supposed to do. So this is where you're supposed to go. It's where you're supposed to be tomorrow. And I think we, just like Rosamay said, we have to move our lips and feet at the same time.
Yeah.
We can no longer stand still and talk as if we're walking.
Yeah. AJ, you're gonna have to read a poem now. You made me read one. You're gonna have to go ahead and pull one out. I know you got Still Black just coming off the press. I know you got the Black Book of Black right there. You have to give me something.
Man, let me see. Oh, I know, man. I got a message from Mass Poet, right? Mass Poet. And I saw the picture of the Black Book of Black, right? So I'm looking at it. So I click on it.
Because if you didn't find one, I was gonna pick one for you. But go ahead.
No, he did this poem. He read Harriet.
Yes. And I was
like,
gonna tell you to read Harriet too, but I know everybody requests that one a lot. But that's one of my favorites.
Now Harriet is, and Harriet, man, it was a hard write for me because I had to, I have to research everything. So I'm trying to figure out like how could I write this and make it make sense. So yeah, Betty, this is from the Black Book of Black. Poem is Harriet. I's bet on every plantation there's literally a rainbow of niggas. every color from the darkest purple blues to the lightest tan, almost white as sand. And I bet you wonder why I wonder. Bet you wonder why I'm looking around this room like this. There's this something inside. I know. I can feel it in my spirit. At least three of you in this room would have turned back, tried to ghost yourself, would have played sickly, talking about you can't walk no more further, thinking you're going to sneak on home to master like he ain't going to ask you which way we left, what stars we falling. Like you ain't going to use them hands and point master our way, like you're not understanding if I don't shoot you dead right here. Master going to string you up anyway. Gonna make a message out of you, not a martyr. You're gonna be all messy here, blood everywhere. You're gonna be all messy there, bones everywhere, neck snapped all clean, tossed in the fire. Ain't gonna be no picnic. It's just pick a nigga and use the nigga picked. Like this culture of niggas. These new niggas, these old niggas started out thinking they want some free. Knowing they ain't got enough heart, ain't got enough beast in them to go the whole way, that there's a long way from right here that free you thought was right there. It will keep moving. Keep bouncing from person to person, no matter who you vote in, vote for, vote out. Free is still a good piece from here. I wonder how many of them good niggas, how many of them happy with their scraps, how many of them called master friend Harriet had to pull the trigger on, had to lay the rest with everybody watching. See, necessity ain't gonna never be easy. If free was gonna be easy, we'd have had a whole mess of it by now. We'd be pasting on the front of our t-shirts, tying it in our locks. I don't know how many, but I bet Harriet had to shoot a bunch of you good slaves. Want to ghost yourself. Sneak on back to the big house. Glad to tell Massa which way we headed, what stars we following. I think I'd be a gun carrier too. I would ask Harriet at the start. When standing in rooms just like this, I'd say, Harriet, I know you knows in the beginning which of these niggas, which of these good niggas, which of these new niggas ain't gonna make it. Which of them gonna tuck tail and run, gonna jump hide in them bushes like we ain't prepared for everything. You ain't gotta point them out. Just look in their direction. I bet from here, we can still see the smile of Massa in their eyes. We can see the glare of fresh picked cotton in them teeth. We can take them shirts off and hope we don't see no yellow streak down their spine. Just point them out, Harry. Just point them out. Just look in their direction. I need as much practice as I can get. Because we's going to get some free. You and me? You and me going to get there, whether these niggas, these new niggas, these old niggas with us or not. We's going to get some free.
When I heard Harriet, I said, no, I got to have that book. I haven't gotten through the book, man. I got to keep rereading shit. So I had to take turns and pick up one versus the other. You see my bookmarks in there. Because I hadn't gotten through this book, man. I'm still tussling with Still Black. I ain't moved.
No, man, my book, I tell you, the book in my room is One Love Notes from 101 Love Notes from Dad, because I read the other one, I read all Mr. Witch, read all of yours, but that one I got to keep going because it's like a dance. It's like a dance, and each time I create the melody to it, and it has my melody to it, but your words and shit, I don't know how that works. I just like the way it feels.
I don't think I've written a piece. Everybody's written something they didn't like, right? We all have poems that, it's like, that's not my favorite. And then we reread it and find out what we like in it, what made us write it. We find that out later on. There's not a time that I read this book that I don't get that bottom lip quiver. It's not a time that I read this book that I don't go back to wanting to just go get my baby girl right then and there and just hold her. And not say a word, just hold it. She said, I don't know if she's still on here. I hope she is. But she said to me one day, I get choked up every time I say that. She told me, she said, I was on the phone with my friend, and I told her, I said, that sometimes I just want to just sit in the car with my dad and just hold his hand and just ride and just cry. I don't even know why. I just want to be right there with him in the car, in the front seat, holding his hand and just cry. And I hear that every time I read this book. And for all you writers, I want you to understand that when you write from a place that you don't even know you're there, it's just that outside feeling. I knew everything that I wrote in this book. I wanted my little girl to, when it went in, I wanted it to take her soul and marry it. You know what I mean? I wanted it to connect to her in a way that it even if she lost her mind, it would never leave her person. That's what I needed from that. And I could only pray that she get it. But you know what I did? I prayed and wished that, and I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I read this, I know what I gave her because I got it. It came right back to me. And so when anytime, you talk about this book, I had to, contain myself because I'd be ready to go off it, man. That's
but I feel it, man. I'm saying because there's a lot of pieces and I'm like, wow, this one right here. And I don't know which one it is. It's one about you talking about you wanted to sing, but you can't sing.
Yeah. I don't know which one that is, but I know the poem.
Yeah, because I know I read that one a couple of times. I'm like, okay, so I was trying to find a line in there that you was supposed to sing.
Yeah, I knew what it
but I can't. I know there's a line in there that you tried to sing somewhere and you just quit. I don't know which one it was, but I didn't see it.
But here's the thing about that, AJ. When she was a baby, after her mother gave her a bottle, I would take her in the living room, and I play Brian McKnight, "Still in Love" when I birthed her.
Okay. And
so that was one of the favorite things that we've done, and she'd never forgotten that. In fact, I don't know if I said this to you earlier, but I spoke to someone earlier, and we were talking about Jamie Foxx is one of my favorites. And Jamie Foxx wrote a song for his daughters called "Heaven." And when my daughter was young, I used to sing that to her when we were driving. And she said to me one day, she said, "Well, Dad, why you ain't never write me no song?" And when that book got done, I said, "Well, baby girl, now you can ask Jamie Foxx why he never wrote his daughter a book."
I know. Yeah, ask him now. Ask him. I did my part. No, but what's up, Afri? I don't know if that's the way I'm supposed to pronounce your name. Afri Michelle. That's a dope name, though. And Rosa May, I really think that we as a collective, we have to be better at staying connected, because a lot of times we find somebody that we meet and we say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna get with you," and we never call that person. We say, "Oh man, I forgot." And then over time, we're ashamed. We're ashamed that we didn't call when we said we we're gonna call. So now we're not gonna call because it's a little later than we said. So now we're not talking at all.
AJ, my aunt is asking for the names of your books.
Okay. I hold up the ones that's close to me. I have,
and I hold up what you don't have. I'm sure I got it over here.
The Black Book of Black. I have one, Daily Invocations for Life and Spirit, and this is 365 original quotes. So, John, when is your birthday?
Halloween, October 31st.
Okay, let me go to 31st and read whatever quote is on that day. Is that it? Yep. October 31st. Okay. It says, "Our chest are the classrooms our heart sits in to learn the lessons of love."
Wow.
But it's Daily Invocations for Life and Spirit. Then I have, let's set this one down. Then I have, What If There Were No Titles? And What If There's No Titles is Table of Contents is blank with a page number. The poem start with a hashtag. It's over 415 pages in this one. We have Gifts from My Pen. I have Let There Be Ink. I put this one together because people in Vegas told me they wouldn't carry my books. I needed to write a book. So I just threw this book together right quick. I'm like, I'm gonna show you I can do a quick book.
Right.
And I decided I didn't want to carry it because I'm like, no, what I want to do is I'm gonna do Still Black. I say Still Black is the book I want them to carry, because I'm gonna try and do a book signing at the library. They have a big room. This Walking in My Father's Shoes.
Mm-hmm.
walking in my father's shoes. And what am I missing? I'm missing oh, Let Us Write. Let Us Write is in the book over there. I think. Let's see. No, I have one right here. Then Let Us Write. Let Us Write is 365 writing prompts.
Yeah, I got that.
It's an interactive workbook, and I think there's some writing prompts in there that's fire, man. That would anger you.
Oh, I bet.
Somebody asked you to write something that you wasn't comfortable writing. It. You thought about it. We write should be the most uncomfortable for us to write.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when you finally find that whatever you go through are the things you need to write because somebody else is about to go through or going through it, and they need to know your solutions.
My aunt is asking for this book. Now, this is the book you're talking about, Aunt Elaine. My Thoughts. This was my first book that I published.
She talking about this one? That's the one right there. That
one? Yeah. I love that book. And that's why I put my mother's face on there.
but this book, let me say Those Chains was one of the ones that was dope that got me at first, but it's another piece in there. I think this other piece I done read 3 times on a couple of lives. It wasn't what guys look like. Oh, the I Would Tell Them.
Yeah.
And it's strange. You got this one, and somebody asked me to write. They were having it was a museum in Dallas. The museum where the policewoman shot the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's an artist village, basically. So artists live there, and they have to do different events. So I had a couple of artist friends that was doing events, and they wanted me to write a poem about basically tell my story.
Mm.
And I think that's why when they ask me about my story, I want to remind them of the extras, remind them of the vacancy signs that hang from my dreams, tell them about about the rumbling sounds that splatter Hurt's favorite color along the walls of my bedroom when they asked about my happiness. When asked what it sounds like, I'll tell them it rhymes with Godspeed and it feels like an eviction letter and a padlock, like an unwanted freedom. Who's married to lonely's liberating widow, I'll tell them it feels like being laid off from your dream career. Tastes like burnt coffee, smells like dispossession. It feels like Monday morning hangovers and Etta James singing about Sunday kind of love. I'll remind them how much it sounds like the singing voice that I would never have. Like the vacation trip I would never have the expenses for, the next door neighbor who always forgets my address during the holidays. I hope it reminds them of tone-deaf dancing feet waiting for the music to play. I hope it forces them to question my existence when there's no light to bounce my shadow on the walkway. I'll remind them of my vitamin D deficiency because I'm most comfortable going outside at night. I'll tell them about the closing doors that no one else sees, how this demon holds me hostage, chokes sleep from my conversations, how mighty I look with a microphone. Yet they never see the frightening boy that hides behind my shining corneas. See, no one ever knows the real story until it comes to an end. But when they ask me about my real story, I promise I'll remind them. My story starts with a crooked smile, blood soaking in the back of my tongue, heavy nerve damage, my taste buds seasoned by a bullet from a 38 special. I'll tell them. I purposely smother my goals because I'm afraid of the nightmares, the ones that make sleep as common as finding lost money, like getting off work early without PTO time. So when they ask me about my story, I'll tell them it's not cute. I'll tell them it's not fun living in this ruin. It doesn't feel like your favorite sitcom. It's more like wearing a noose on my smile, choking the clef notes from my favorite ballad, and sometimes it doesn't even seem real.
You know what's magic about that? I always say sometimes twice. Right?
No, you don't. You just said it because I said sometimes twice.
That's dope, AJ. That's dope. That's dope.
No, you just said it because I said sometimes twice. That's the only reason you said that.
Don't but it feel like it's supposed to be like that. I didn't write it that way, but
I know. I'm saying because every time I read it, I say sometimes twice because it feel like you got to let somebody know sometimes. No. Let me tell you, like a preacher. You know, sometimes. Sometimes. Let me tell you. Can I get a sometimes? Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor sometimes.
That's one of my favorite things I do in my open mics too. I always go, look at your neighbor. Somebody look at your neighbor and tell them it's all right. Man, AJ, I can't wait till we can be.
Yeah.
So
in the same place.
My goal this year is to have my own space. Once I have my own space will consist of sleeping quarters as well. So when I have a poet that's from out of town come, they can have a place to stay without having to stay in someone's home.
It's not going to be like the first African Baptist churches. You know, because they had sleeping quarters, but it was like underground. They had the little African prayer symbol on the thing for the runaways and for the slaves trying to get some free. I don't want to be in no little underground place where, you know, it's like, okay, so the next people, the next immigrants that come through, they gonna stay there here too. So it might be some immigrants joining you in this space.
You ain't gonna be able to find no underground. Now you can go looking for it, but I can't tell you.
Now, what's up, Indeed?
Please do Man Up. My aunt wants me to do Man Up. Is Man Up in? I guess that's in my first book. I think it's in my first book. I hope it's in my first. It's in my first book, Auntie. Now, you know, I might miss it. I might miss it. I think it's in my first book. I think I gotta find it though. Maybe if I go to Table of Contents and stop fooling around, I can find it.
You talking about this book right here?
Is it Man Up in that one? I don't know which book is that.
Let me see.
It might be in that one.
Black Light. No. Let me see.
It must be.
No.
It's in that one?
No.
Auntie, which poem you talking about? Oh, are you talking about the one when I talk about my daughters crying, when my daughter see me crying? I don't think that one's in the book. I think that's not in the book. I think I know the poems you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. I think that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah. What's up? I appreciate everybody coming through. Yeah, this is 10 times now with Coach Ja. So we do the show every Thursday, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we have a conversation about whatever it is you want to talk about. We actually have special guests coming in, but we're trying to get like prominent people to come in and have a conversation with us about voting, about the regulations of different things, and about whatever you want us to talk about. So we're willing to have a conversation. We ain't scared of no bear. So we can, and we're both poets. So Coach Ja is such a dope poet. That was a poem I read. One of my favorite poems I read by him a second ago. And I'm telling you, man, the poem is fire, man. And it came. I'm gonna show you the book. Let me tell you the title of the poem. The title of the poem is "I Will Tell Them." Comes from this book right here. My Thoughts. # Black Love by John Smalls. Yeah. So you know. Support the author, support the artist, man. I feel like I'm sitting back in the back room at my grandma's house with cousins. I'm so enjoying this. That is fly, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for coming in. And see, what really makes the show is when people comment and send comments like you want us to talk about something, or you just participating in the things we're talking about, man. That's so enjoyable because we really have to find better ways to spend our time other than watching somebody's remake of a television show. I'm gonna tell you, if y'all stop watching remakes, like if this show was on before, if there was an Equalizer on before this Equalizer, I don't think they should have another one. If there was a MacGyver on before this MacGyver, I don't think they should have another one. If there's like some movies don't deserve, you know, like Freddie and Jason shouldn't have 13 movies each.
Right.
Because you can't keep killing somebody, and you done kill them every way you can kill, every way anybody can be killed, and they come back, and they don't tell you how they come back. You just look up and there's a new movie. You say, "Oh, he's back." See, and that's my biggest fear is that, see, all those movies remind me of Police. Because police keep killing people, but they keep coming back. It's like a rerun, a bad rerun, like a bad movie. Like we don't understand that we letting these replays keep replaying us.
I'm trying to find the poem. I know what she's talking about, but I don't remember. I don't remember what I titled that poem. I got so much damn poems in here. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But what I do like being able to read poems that people
request.
Yeah, when they request a poem, that means a lot, because that means they paid attention to something and it meant a lot.
Okay, while you look for that, I got this quick poem, How Do You Love? I wrote from Writing Prompt on Impromptu. Everybody go to Impromptu. Impromptu is a page where we actually post writing prompts. So you just write whatever comes to mind on the writing prompt, write a poem. And at the end of the week, they will pick a winner. And the winner every Tuesday, I interview the winner on Tuesdays at whatever time is convenient for you. So this is one of the writing prompt was, How Do You Love? So this is my How Do You Love poem. It says, no one knows in the beginning how to love. Not for sure if it is found in hands or feet. Does movement actually require musical accompaniment? If sound becomes the directional arrow leading to something better than the last attempt at magnificence. There are no master classes or lectures. Most teachers teaching love only found truth of love after failures. Maybe even discovered giving up is not what hearts do. There's a lot of things hearts don't know. We blame the beating for leaving, for gone, for not enabling us to the glory of listening. Maybe love is listening. I only noticed love's true identity once I found my all missing. I could hear the echo of my empty. There were reflections of her in every open space, be it dark or light. She was dark and light. She was whatever I was looking for when I didn't even know I was looking. I love with reckless abandonment. I love as if the only heart I have has a twin. As if this body cares not if I give it away, offer it as sacrifice. I believe you will look better with two hearts in your chest. I love as love would love if love loved you completely. I love as if every other beat belonged to you. It's only after my discovery of my missing all, after I could hear the echo of my empty, did not know. I don't know how to love. I only know how to love you.
Yeah. I was happy I won that last week. That made me feel good. I felt like I could write a little bit.
Nah, man. When I saw it, I'm like, wow, I'm waiting. I can't wait for this. We got to figure out what we're talking about. What's up, Dr. Quinn?
Well, the funny thing is that I don't think anybody expected me to write to that prompt. I think that was a surprise for everybody.
Okay, Russell, man, I'm gonna write the page down here so you can see what it is. It's actually at
I'm trying to find this poem, and I don't remember what I titled it, and that's why I can't find it.
No, that love poem was mine. Jaws poem was the first. How Do You Love is a writing prompt on Impromptu. And right now I'm writing to a writing prompt that says, moonlit walks on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
And Ja, this poem is starting out to be so nasty, man. I can't even tell you what. I don't want nobody to steal my idea. I don't want nobody to steal my idea. I'm about halfway done with it, but it's.
I'm trying to find this poem. I think if she would not have said the name, I might have been able to find it. Because now I'm looking for something else. That might not be the poem.
No, but you know, that's why the book, What If There's No Titles, have that title. Because a lot of people would ask me to do a poem that they remember a line from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I remember the line, but I can't tell you what. If you can tell me the title of the poem, I can do the poem.
That's
so like, what if I read a book where you can title the poems yourself? Then you tell me the page and the title, and I just read it.
Yeah, I'm trying. I thought that was the one she's trying to find, but I can't find it.
Oh, cool, Rosemary. I'm going to share that's my brother who writes poems.
Okay.
But you need to write a poem or two, Rosemary. I'm just saying, I want to hear something you write.
I don't know. I got so much work in here that, you know what I'm saying? And because I changed that poem is what it was. That's what it was. I changed that. So that's why it doesn't have that same name. And then I have them in folders. I got so many folders and poems, and it's just so much work in here that, and I'm proud of that, if nothing else.
Oh yeah. I know, man. I know. So how many of those in books?
The ones that I'm looking at now, I have a lot that aren't in books.
Okay.
The ones that are in books are actually put together in a book, and I have six.
Six books?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And so you have 3 books printed.
Yeah. And then
you have 2 on the way out.
So the veterans one is on the way out. The masterclass is on the way out. I Just Want to Love You, a lullaby from Mina. There's only 2 poems that I need to finish up for that one. That one's on the way out. And
that's 3.
What else am I missing? And Can I Poem for You is on the way out. So that's 4 within the next few weeks.
Okay, that's excellent. I'm saying that's my style of writing right there.
I'm trying to be like you, AJ.
That's my style of writing. I told people, I said, man, I'd love to stop writing, but Rosa May say, but Jaws class made me look at my poems like, girl, you got some work to do.
No.
That's what you
said. Let me help you out, Rosa May. Let me help you out. When you do, here's what you need to remember about a workshop. A writing workshop, regardless what kind of writing workshop it is, it should help you see your work from a different eye. Not telling you that your work isn't good.
Oh yeah.
Your work is different. If you go into a writing class and you write the same exact shit that you wrote, that you've been writing, actually your money back. Because it's my belief that they haven't, and I'm not saying you can't have the same cadence and you can't have, that's fine. I'm not telling you to change who you are as a writer. But instead of writing about the sky, is your favorite color, tell me that the sky is on fire. Tell me there's a planet that exploded and now your name is written in a color that you've never seen before. You should be in a workshop writing that shit. Damn, I should have kept that shit. I freestyled that shit.
Nico, what up?
Did I say that?
You hear that? He trying to steal back his sound now. He's trying to steal back his sound.
Oh man, I guess I owe a poem since
yeah.
So I'm gonna do a poem that I have since my aunt told me to do a poem and I can't find. But auntie, I'm gonna find that poem, and I gotta find out what the title is. It's probably in the book folder. That's probably why I can't find it. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna do this poem because I like it.
That's not like a plan.
And I'm gonna do this poem because AJ like it.
Okay.
Trigger warning for bigotry, American spoilage, good old boys who forgot humanity had more than one hue. This poem is for my neighbor, for the cousins who won't ever see home again. This poem is for hip hop culture. When will you know that money can't fix you? That you're kind of broken, has no answers? Did you forget about the dogs, the water hoses that they nearly ripped the skin off your backs? Did you not see the same faces calling you the same names? Boy, nigga, the names that you allow a rapper to tell you pride is tucked inside of its wings. You see, money can't fix you. You can't dress your kind of ugly in dollar signs. Can't pay for a freedom your mind cannot believe in. You can never hear freedom sound this way. Never believe that even as it escaped your voice box. If you ever heard your voice say it, freedom. Feel the tremor as it only heard it within your whispers. Never spent a moment hearing what your body was afraid to claim for itself. You see, money can't fix you. You've watched them beat your mother, jail your father, kill the revolution before your eyes dance to the syllables. They've tidal waved your imagination, blinded you from your own self so far that you don't even have a reflection these days. Your shadow can't catch up to your own footsteps. You see, money can't fix you, can't save you, can't erase who they made you become. Those who made you shuck and jive, taught you that tithing was a payment for heaven and gave you hell every time your pockets couldn't afford to keep you safe. But it kept the church bells in the hood, blocks from the liquor store, buildings away from the bootlegger, the crack house, the precinct with nightsticks and black skull bones that attached to the same agenda. I bet you ain't even finished your prayer yet. Ain't had your supper before the news flash came on, before the headlines branded another dead body. You called it black, didn't you? Had your face tucked inside your dinner plate, didn't bother to ask what color he was or what hood he was from. If his name was Tamir Rice, Laquan McDonald, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, didn't ask who his mother was, assumed his father was absent or in a jumpsuit, just decided his home address looked best on Abandonment Boulevard. Ain't no houses for no man's or no man's street or avenues that residents have no titles. See, money can't fix you. Won't erase post-slave disorder. Won't turn 3/5 into a revolution. Won't save Martin, can't save Malcolm, won't even make you a believer. The bottom line is money. Money can't fix you. And you too busy accepting that. I love that poem. That's my poem.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I had this what's the name of the poem? I can't even think the name of the poem, but it was a poem I performed. I went to a friend's event. And a friend of mine was supposed to be featured, and he didn't make a song there. And the feature get paid like $250, which at home $250 that's pretty good to drive down the street and get $250. So I'm there, and he said, "Man, son, AJ, we want you to come down." I'm sitting in the stands, I'm chilling. I'm like, if I'm not getting part of $250, I'm not, because I think my friend, he said he had a flat tire or something, which don't really mean he had a flat tire. You know how people do. Right. So when I got there, I wasn't really ready, but I had just memorized this poem. And I'm like, let me try it. And the poem, it starts, what's the title of it? Deception. Name of the poem is Deception. It says, there are defects in the soles of my shoes. These must be the ones Martin or Malcolm wore when they were placed in the halls of Nevermore after we thought we wanted some free. The right to vote, the right of choice, the right to vote, the right of choice, and many more walls of rights are being torn down. These shoes need to be newly fitted. A monster still resides in the closet of the house we no longer own. Snakes have infested the lawns of yesterday. Monuments must be removed to begin again. We've been deceived, ran afoul, pull the wool over. My mother warned me about regressing. Using anger as the voice of reason, this road has been washed. Bones scrubbed to remove memory. Family tree turned to mulch on purpose. I returned the letter to the 1%. A heavy surcharge for remembering, delivered to a tombstone of remorse. Flowers cannot grow there. Refuse to desecrate holy, shallow, unmarked graves. The bridges are in London, but they've all fallen down. Destroy the ghetto for a high-rise. Railroad tracks takes us back to old neighborhoods, a place of unity, a word redefined, built on the backs of Negroes, now the sons of black men, are relegated to picking cotton or selling drugs. There's no detectable difference. I'm my grandfather's son's son, who once again must tread lightly through the halls of an education system where the cracks are the size of the canyons our history fell through. Its library is a misbegotten haven for unjust truth. It storms while the sun is shining. There's blood in the laces, skin in the seams, but I was told to wear them as they are. I can still smell Selma and New York. Gunpowder stains are not removable. The struggle preserved the aroma of police dogs, water hoses, nightsticks. They say prejudice doesn't live here anymore, and hate is a word we fabricated the existence of. These shoes march when I want to run. We are the blunt force trauma trapped in the jokes they keep telling. Camouflage in the words of Taking America Back, although it's never ventured far from the plantations of its birth. There are lies stamped in the seal of its birth certificate and the ink and signatures at the bottom of the Constitution, hiding in the preamble, whipped into the backs of slaves owned by presidents. His story celebrates its heroes. We haven't a clue who arrived here first. How can we get to any tomorrow gurgling the truth off our tongues of yesterday? We are bonfired branches with ropes attached. During the picnic from glowing embers, we're scarred knees removing skills from hardwood floors. We're college-educated men who flunked the class in fatherhood. We're dead men walking. Everywhere there are mountains still needing to be climbed, but no mountains tops in sight. We are the last sound in the echo, so easily forgotten. There's blood in the laces, skin in the seams, oceans of tears on the soles of these shoes, but I will do as I'm told and wear them as they are.
I love taking that journey, bro. When I listen to your poems, I just take a journey, man. I love it. I freaking love it.
Appreciate it.
There's a thing about, like I tell people all the time, when you're telling the story in your work, and people are listening and they're hearing things that you probably haven't even known. To you, it's just like, oh, that was a cute little metaphor, right? But people are listening. It's like, damn, I wish I could write that. I've been there, I've been there, and I think the more we write, the more those aha moments come up, and it's a really thing when somebody could say, man, you said this one line, right? You hear that all the time. You said this one line, I can't get it out of my head. That is the absolute best thing you can say to a poet.
I know, man. The favorite line I wrote, I don't know where it came from. It says, these rope burns on my teeth should be proof enough I know what truth tastes like.
I'm going to metaphor that differently. I'm just telling you now. I just figure I'll let you know. So when it come up, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Damn.
Yes.
Damn. Yeah.
Rosemary said she see a whole live play on the stage.
But
I think, let me see. It was I'm trying to think of this line in one of the poems out of this book. It was I think it was the first poem I read out of your. Let me see if I can see what it was. My thoughts. I might know about title because my mind kind of holds things hostage sometimes when I'm not looking and shit.
I know what that feels like. I know exactly what they feel like. I don't know why I can't find this poem. And now that's bothered me that I can't find it because, like, I know I didn't delete it, so I know it's here. Jeez,
I think it's either in my prayer or dear white folks. It might be dear white folks. Let me see.
My white privilege.
Yeah, dear white privilege. It might be that one.
Yeah. That's in the black light. I get a lot of non-black people that like that book.
Because one of the images was this one right here. It says, I want to thank you for fathering Jim Crow, for your religious implants that have become the weeds in our garden of spirituality. So implants are fake anyway, but now that they've grown as weeds in the garden that we didn't even know we planted.
You know what's so
Russell May said read that. She said read that poem.
She want me to read that poem?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't read that poem. Man. I haven't picked this book up and read from it.
You got 4 books coming out. I don't know how many hands you got. Yeah, how many hands you got? I'm like, I don't think you're gonna be able to do that.
I'm gonna be able to do that. House divided. No, I'm in the wrong book. I'm gonna tell you, I've learned to go back and reread your stuff because I've learned so much about myself in my writing that had changed, that had moved to another as has elevated, and I'm grateful for that.
Yes,
And to learn some things about your writing, I think it's beautiful. That aha moment in that is just amazing.
Rosemary said the white privilege poem.
I got you. I got it queued up right now, Rosemary. I'm coming right now. Coming to you right now. Dear white.
My thoughts, hashtag Black Love by Josh Smalls. My thoughts, hashtag Black Love.
It says, Dear white privilege, I thank you. I thank you for showing me that a change will only come on the backs of your removal. I thank you for reminders of how much bad luck is embedded in the number 13. I thank you for fathering Jim Crow. For your religious implants that have become the weeds in our gardens of spirituality and the lashing of your dictatorship. Thank you for every label you've branded on the shining of God's first complexion. For those blinders that ricochet the conditions for stand your ground laws. The breakdown of what spirals the word justice, leaving just us fighting just this one time, I'd like to thank you. Your roaring silence that deafens the sounds of freedom bells ringing, the blaring trumpet playing modern day slavery's favorite love song. You know how we love the blues. And the ones that nurture the casing of bumpy women, the ones who mirrors God's image so well it seems like she's praying to her own reflection, worshiping her own shadow. Thank you for shoving the Holocaust down our throats till it smothers the night light left after slavery's passport. For every forged eviction letter you sign, those pink slips and $5 bills that bless European names with Native American luxuries. For every one of the patterned stamps that bid farewell to stolen property. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing my fraction of humanity. For every fabricated stereotype that took the place of master's whip. Thank you for making the Black woman a chemist, a doctor, a master chef who fed generations from table scraps. Thank you for turning civil rights bills into greeting cards. Thank you for promoting trap music with patterned BPMs. I thank you for retiring murderers with pensions, for creating hashtag Black Lives Matter, the only hashtags that makes you bite your tongue. For second-class citizenship that mirrors your favorite ice cream flavor. Thank you for remembering me on July 4th, weeks from Juneteenth, months after the second month, our month. Thank you for every vote I will now regret. More importantly, I thank you for making sure I never, ever forget you and your white privilege. That's the shit.
I know. Now, Betty said, AJ, can you read page 32 of Mr. Witt's 2 Generations of Slavery? Okay. I got you.
Good, because I left that book I got downstairs. Oh, it might be in the closet. I might have over here too. I got about 3 of those.
Okay, this is 2 Generations from Slavery. Mr. Witt's. Title of the piece is Manipulated Entertainment. Election campaigns are manipulated entertainment for the politician in you. Why do you think they are televised? It's to help keep compromising thoughts in our minds. That's their even choice of who we want to make our decisions for us. Why do you not think it is rigged? Their selections aren't even close to who you would pick. So what do you think it is? Why is it we can't find a politician amongst the people that we can truly back and believe? Why? Because we've been programmed to deceive and be deceived. And we deem it necessary to achieve our goals praying with prayers. And we expect better conditions. We shouted change, and they gave us presidential coins. Meanwhile, more Black lives have been snatched in the law-enforced hands, the overseer's revenge. Since we're walking backwards in this time continuum, we're going to need our Malcolm X back, our Martin Luther King. We need a Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale to rise us, Marcus Garvey, Nelson Mandela, Robert Smalls. We need a Nat Turner amongst us. Sisters, we need a Harriet Tubman today. No more thought picks and bad bitch antics displayed. We need our backbones back. Without you, we lack fight. Without fight, we lack change. Without change, we lack free. Mentally, physically, of their control entirely. Society, concerned when the concerned society's secrets. We the whipped been trained to just lay and take the beating, watch and record, rewind, play and repeat the broken home pride, arranged marriage to the streets, all while justice ain't much more than a Black man's name. To the equality that is inlaid yet unchanged, the scales of balance lean backwards, the heavier the difference, the heavier indifference, concealed in fine print, pattern in linguistics. Whose statistics should behavior studies, but truthfully, we're just too damn bamboozled in today's buffoonery. We just too damn bamboozled in today's buffoonery. Now that's two B's you don't want your name close to.
But listen. Let me read this one, because this is one that when I first, I told you when I get books, before I read them through, I like to just open them up to something and I just read it to kind of just give me a feel. And this is the second time I opened up this particular book and I read this poem. So I'm gonna read this poem here. It says, "Home is where you place your hat." I think it was the Temptations we sang along with, or the vintage American thought. Home was where your heart is, for those running to get some free in a new land. But what about those taken, chained, abducted from villages hundreds of years later? Where is home? Ships live at sea, so anchors must represent home for a time. I struggle with the concepts of roof, keys and doors as houses. Handing over keys to constables cannot be home. It could have started out a metaphysically term, with many wanting to make it tangible. We added walls and floors that called it so. But what is home? Is only shoes laced tight? A memory of a bed someone else made for us, held our hand crossing across streets as we walked? Or is it a family dwelling room connected to the path of our love travels through? I've been going home for years, lost the address in memory. The tree I climbed to the top of the world wasn't big as I remembered. Home is where the heart is. Heart was hearts travel miles when given away, gave my sons home to walk with. How can this be home? And they are not here. Home is where the mind rests. My mind moves with the graces of snails. Thoughts have polio, always limping, afraid to move from a spot or remembering home. Maybe it was the Temptations we sang with. Wherever he lay his hat was his home. Hoping we could change, going home to being home. We live to die, it's been said, so home must be somewhere between breath and stone, printing boldly whites over walk by, leaving flowers at our new place. I write to leave a blueprint of me living, not sleeping, as if home is only a state of resting. I close my eyes so seldom I see clearly in the darkness. Doors are misfunctional, locks are selfish beings, choice of a joke, at prejudice, at safety. We are always out with inward motion. Saloons held the answer, doors swinging both ways. Doors were not built to keep people out. their sole purpose was to lock them in. I've been home for some time now. I never knew shoes laced tight could be home to me. I move with steadfastness of an Alzheimer patient through a maze. Even if memory fails me, I will find my way. Recognize it or not, home is any place I stand. Be it land or sea, I will still call it home. Man, listen, when I opened that shit, man, whoo, when I opened it, I said, that's why I like to do that, because you don't know where you're going to land.
Yeah.
Home is tight lace shoes. Oh my goodness. Listen, I told you when you write, when I read someone's work or hear it, and it locks me in a place that I can actually see it, right? I ain't got to try to search for it. I can see that shit. I can see a door. No matter what color is, there's a door there. And whether there's some light piercing through the crack or whatever, it's there. I can see that's a poem that I want to revisit, because I know there's something in it that I get later on, that aha moment. Man, and like I told you, I haven't gotten through these damn books yet. Because I keep rereading shit over, man. I keep rereading this shit over, man. Man.
Now, man, but that piece, I'm saying, I remember that piece because that was right after I got separated. Because that's why my sons had moved to Detroit with the mother. So I'm sitting here and I drop them off at the airport. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, it don't sound like home. It's empty. I say these locks and keys, they are a trick. Yeah. It's a deception. How can locked doors not keep people in? And that's when I figured, I say, doors don't lock to keep people out. It's locked to keep people in.
We talked about this poem time ago. I didn't read it though, but I remember you telling me about this poem. I don't know if it was a phone conversation, but I remember that now.
Yeah, because that was hard, man. Because when they left, man, I was like, because I told you, man, I went to every school, every PTA, every parent teachers meeting, everything. Mm-hmm. It was me. People were shocked to see this black man coming here. Locks used to be longer than this. Long locks, suited down, because everywhere I went, I wore a suit. And then, because I think people looked at me with a certain expectation of sound to come out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when it didn't fit what they was expecting, you could see that the head turning, because they was trying to let the sound come in. I'd head turn like I'm not ready for this. And I always like people look in amazement, because I'm gonna offer some words to you weren't expecting.
Yeah,
we have a conversation that you never thought you'd have with somebody, and they look like, man, I don't know who this guy is. And
right.
Because my father used to tell me, I think Rosa May asked how long we've been writing, and I was going to tell her I've been writing since I started writing cursive with my big pencil and Big Chief when I was about 4 years old, because I could already read and write.
Right. Wow.
And I said, because I memorized every Dr. Seuss book my mother read to me. So she thought I could read and I couldn't. So she made me start reading and writing and doing math every day for hours. And I loved it, because it was just amazing, that words have always fascinated me all my life. Words and just images. How do you write an image with a pen or a pencil, and you still see it like the tree outside?
And not saying the image.
Exactly. How do you write the image and you still see it in like these are words?
My mother, two things I want to say. First of all, I realized how much we have in common, because my daughter, when I used to go to her school, she told me her teacher would ask her, is your mother and dad together? Because they thought she lived solely with me, because I was the one there. Mm-hmm. So we have that in common, right? But then my mom, I wish she was on here now. My mother said, when I was 1 year old, right? She said I should do my finger across the page like I was reading. And she said she knew then. I mean, she's like, damn, is this boy reading this shit or what? You know what I'm saying? But man, we have a lot, and we write about a lot of the same stuff.
Oh, definitely. And I noticed that when I got your book, I was reading. I'm like, man, I said, Look at the cover. Is this my poem?
Listen, hey, and I used to have locks too. Remember?
Yeah, I thought I wrote this poem. I thought I wrote this poem before. I don't know where y'all got it from. Where he stole my poem from. What about Portal Soft?
Man, who's on IG? It's so many.
I
missed y'all, man. I'm sorry, IG. I've been neglecting y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Really. But check it out. This is 10 times now. I'm sitting here with Coach Ja. We just talking. We passing poems back and forth. You know, there was 2 poems I wrote that changed my whole style of writing. Here it was Monuments. Monuments is in Still Black. Okay. And Monuments, I love the poem because it doesn't have that cohesiveness of all the other poems, but it can take you all these places at one time. Yeah. And the one I wrote before that was a poem called Getting There. And Getting There, when I wrote the poem, I was like, okay, so getting there would be all the different times of slavery, all the different times we thought we'd find some free and we didn't. Yeah. And throughout history, I was trying to connect it. So getting there is it's disjointed. I'm saying it has all these. Let me see. It says it starts off. It says, I'm an offbeat calypso at a rock concert. An underwater 2-step crossing the bridge to nowhere. A dancer, spit shine shoes in blackface. Toe tag for a necklace. Broken clarinet for a rhythm section. I can move mountains with thought as long as there's a pen present. I was around the sky with clouds. It took a thunderstorm to erase the melody. See, I'm a white suit with an unmatchable tie. Steel toe flip-flops with the laces inside out. I'm a scream from a whisper, a leg up on my way down, a Windsor knot on a jock strap, a nail palm stripper, a spell casting clergy. My words are 2 chews from nourishment. I bit my tongue on the bottom, creating holes in my verses. I hide hand grenades in my molars. Don't want these sounds to frighten you. I'm a guitar string from a flute, a piano pedal from a wind chime. I'm a text message from a rival, 4 flat tires from leaving. You can plainly see I've been here before. In this America, there are scuff marks where the timeline used to be. Bonfires still burning the roots of lost family trees. These rope burns on my teeth should be proof enough I know what truth tastes like. See, I'm a slingshot from a solution, a rolled away stone from a dream, a monster from a nightmare, 3 fingernails from love, a bended knee and a prayer from a miracle, 3 fingers crossed and 2 wishes from destiny. See, I'm a 10-pound sledgehammer in a china shop. I've been here before. Played hopscotch with cadavers in the belly of a ship, thought to be staking the lion's den. There are landmines on my tongue. My lips were structured to shield you from impact. See, I have a for sale tattoo for a birthmark. We hold hands as though we've been connected by irons for centuries. I learned to say grandfather after I became one. The word was always foreign to me. I'm a master surgeon stitching I'm sorries to the tongues of the unforgiven. The moisture on Judas's lips. I'm just 2 cotton fields from home, 40 acres and a mule from economic equality. See, I've been here before, hiding in Tubman's backpack. Leaked out a hole in the chest of a hoodie, a chambered round in Pakistan, a set of family-sized carbon-rusted shackles locked in storage on plantations. I'm a blind sharpshooter. An assembly line mortician in a factory for regrets. A runaway train in the cemetery, a mystery novel with the answers in the back. I've been here before. Gunpowder and musket for a heart. Saber saw for a handshake, for the prejudice of my mother on my way here, my father's anguish after my arrival, first name on the blacklist. A smile on a box of pancakes, a pair of John Bubbles tap shoes in the back door, an empty seat on the front of the bus, a half-eaten meal on Lunch County, Mississippi, a fresh blood stain on the folded corner of the Constitution. I've been here before, buried in the shallow grave under the mulberry bush. A matching set of empty hugs on my daughter's birthdays, a razor-sharp machete cutting government cheese, a colored-only water fountain, the kitchen help with no seat at the table. See, I'm a dancer. Spit shine shoes and blackface. I've been here before.
A bill of sale tattoo. Oh, my God. Say that line again.
A for sale tattoo for a birthmark.
That don't make no damn sense. That don't make no damn sense. That don't make no damn sense.
But you can see it though. You can see it like, man, that's frightening. Say, okay, so he been here before.
He damn sure been here before. If we ain't never know, we know now.
Portals of the mind. What's up, creative minds? What's up? What's up, Dash Freak? So I'm here with Coach Ja 10 times now. He finna read this joint for you. So,
you said the poem. So the poem that changed my writing that prepared me for my daughter's book. I'll read that poem. This poem actually saved my life. Going back to finish this poem, I was supposed to submit this poem, and I didn't because it had more value than me allowing somebody to tell me what this poem was worth once I did it. And I read it for you before, AJ. And you said that you can see, and I understood it after we had that conversation. But this poem is untitled. And of the birds in the sky, drunken by the secrets of the day, floating to a measure of harmony and falling feathers, all swimming in the oasis of a Carolina blue mystery and the air, finding a home against my brown skin, making a moment seemingly last a vacation, and still be unafraid to take a head first dive into the busy of city life and the memories. Those lasting decades of questions, both answered and unmentioned, around the same common folks and of the commoners. Those of better days when the greats fought against atrocities and 8-hour-long work days, like Jim Crow and servitude, and of the secrets, the ones that have yet to find an ear, the ones that weather all 4 seasons, even if it happens throughout a 1-week-long fiasco. They say, welcome to North Carolina, and to the writers and the scores of pens, where the ink becomes more than a storyteller, when it rewrites foreign language into government that has yet to waver, even as the ink has yet to dry. And the veterans, and the homeless, and the street dwellers, those who have yet but a lonely place in the heart of uptown, where the woman finds her resting place on the very same bench every night, and the man, he who fought for his tent until it cost him everything, the man whose smile led to his poem lining his obituary in the Charlotte Observer. And oh, Charlotte, home of the bankers, home of the hustling migrants who have now taken over your streets, now too busy for a good morning. Your faces unfamiliar and brand new, many carrying lingos that says, I am not from these parts. Ode to this city, still unable to grow past the Carolina blue of the dead, yet large enough to cover the stories and tell us of your fanciness. Ode to Charlotte. Yeah, man.
No, but that opening line is not. Now it's not. It doesn't sound like a prayer anymore. What it sounds like is like you and God was talking.
Yeah.
And like you started in the middle of the conversation, you say, okay, and of the birds, like you just told me how I got here.
Right.
You just told me how I'm supposed to be, and of the birds, what about them? You know, like, and it's like that's a continued kind of conversation, like you and God. It starts in the middle, so everything else was already discussed.
Man. I didn't think about it like that.
And of the birds, you know, because I want to be able to tell somebody something. I'm trying to learn something new.
Yeah.
Because later on in the poem, you're talking about and the immigrants and the migrants that came over. Now they came over to learn something new. Now they took over the streets.
Yeah.
All the businesses lined the streets. But Betty say John Bubbles was a pretty dancer. Okay, Dash, check it out. I'm gonna check out the DM when I get a chance, as soon as I get off here, for sure.
Bro, my aunt said she just look at it.
Dude, you could have ordered from me and paid that express. I'd have sprint to the mailbox and mailed it to the express. But thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Let me tell you, she now that's my aunt.
Yeah,
she went and bought my book too. She ain't wasting no time. She went and bought.
No, but tell her. Okay, check it out. If you like the Black Book of Black, Still Black is at the printer right now. Still Black is the sequel It's a black book with black pages, and it's I'm 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 kind of happy with it.
Man,
I'm kind of happy with the content because I think it's comparable. I wouldn't put out a book black like the Black Book of Black because that's really my favorite book. If it wasn't comparable, I wouldn't even claim that it's. I'd have made it a white book of white.
First of all, if y'all haven't seen this book, look at the inside of this book. There's no such. I've never seen a book that looks like that. And look, Hell or What? This is the page. Is the poem I open up to? How about that?
No, but I like that poem too. Hell or What?
Read it. Let's hear it.
Where's the book going? Got all these books around me here. Okay. Hell or What? Where it go? I guess I need to go to the table of contents and see what page is on.
I know, because I sure just opened it up.
Okay, Black Book of Black, Hell or What? Watching the news and the constant feeds in the mediums in which we waste our time daily made me aware. I didn't know how bad it was. I didn't know how bad it is. I don't know when the planet stopped dreaming, when the world stopped believing. I've seen men wearing crosses, faithless. Talk with those exiting synagogues with so much hate in their speech. Bible study and churches are not safe anymore. I remember not so long ago, 4 little girls died in a church bombing. We can add 9 more to the story, and believe me, tomorrow it would just be a story. I don't know when this planet stopped dreaming, when the world stopped believing. 3/5 of loving someone is built of believing in them. The other 2/5 is made of dreams, how together we can conquer the world. I don't know how bad it was. It is even worse now than the witch trials, more verbal slaughters than during the Inquisition. I watched as she snatched her love back. I could see the invisible particles of love in her hand. Through her words of disbelief, it's getting bad out here. When the First Amendment is treated with the last rites of a funeral service, don't ask me how I know. I just know. I heard people screaming hate the other day while holding a sign filled with scriptures, standing on the street not far from my house. Texas is a big state, but this was right next door. Here we are still debating if dark equals light. If a child with melanin should be treated with the same respect of other children, not blessed to have it. I don't know when this planet stopped dreaming, when the world stopped believing. I didn't know how bad it is. She stood 5 feet from me as doubt leaped from her tongue, as though it waited until the proper moment to lunge. Doubt is a bundle of bullets targeting your faith. Believing needs movement, needs to push forward. Sometimes my hands are tired. Some days I'm tired from pushing forward. You can't believe if you're not moving. Can't faith with doubt being forced into your ears. I don't know how bad it could get. What you think of a situation tomorrow will be determined by the writer who wrote it. I want you to get to know how bad it is. You will not hold these moments in memory and label them the good old days. What if the truth is there are no good old days? When assassinations or days we celebrate, when every poem sounds of machete sliced from the reader, when the best words you hear are death, left, gone, and tomorrow, when every week we create a new slogan, place it in the bullseye, in the middle of our chests, praying words will stop the butchery. I don't know when the planet stopped dreaming. Every religion places tomorrow's dream in scriptures, always speaks of a better life. How heaven is better, how hell is so much worse. I didn't know how bad it is. Some days it's just missing heat, but this be hell to me. We need to start believing and dreaming right now if we expect the next sun to rise on some better. Whatever your better may be, you best start believing, pushing that belief forward, because ain't no better coming if you don't force it and tell it when to get here.
I don't even have nothing. I'm gonna sip some tea. Damn, AJ. I guess I hadn't even gotten through that book yet, man. But
no, man. But that's why I sent you the other one so you can check it out.
And I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it. My fear is when, you know how it is. It's kind of like a junkie. You already know. Listen, when I was young, right? They used to sell heroin on the corner of my block, and they used to have people lined up in the. I live across the street from the park, so they'd be lined up in the park waiting to go to the for them to open up the drug house, and they used to call this stuff. It was the unknown. That's the name of it. Yeah, if I got you got Gucci, you got Sean John clothes, you got Jordan sneakers. This shit was the unknown. Now, what made the unknown even better is because when they come, when you know what time it was, they re-up because they come to the park talking about, come on, we got it high before you get it. So when I know a poem is coming, I'm high before I even get it. I know you can give me some fire, man. And I get lost, man. And it's I love it because it's between you, Mr. Witts. Hanif does that for me too. You know, I listen to Oscar Gooden Brown, and I listen to them all on what you call it. But certain ones that I read, and I got Amiri Baraka's book too. And I'm saying it's certain shit you might get 2 poems, and your pen is just done told you the hell with you. I'm going to go write. You can stay over there reading if you want to. So it's that kind of situation, man. And that is an honor for me to be able to have it. Is a privilege to be able to have work that moves me like that. So I appreciate it, man. I love it. I'm scared of it.
Now I'm gonna tell you when I read your work, I write a note or 2 down. Note or 2 is not from your work. It's what it made me think from reading your work.
Right.
I'm saying, okay, I got to revisit this. Okay, where the hell am I going? And it wasn't even from me, so it's like, where the hell am I going with this? It's like, okay, so because I'm gonna tell you the place I'm going with this what's the title of it? It says Moonlit Walks on the Ocean Floor. So I started talking about how me and the moon were friends, and you know all these other things. But I was talking about before darkness split light. Maybe it wasn't ocean, maybe it was a beach. So what if my ancestors knew that their ancestors knew this was a beach before they split? So when they jumped and didn't go on the ships, they knew the moon for a long, long time ago, so they could ask the moon to wave them to shore. Or if not, they knew that used to be a beach. So they was going to walk on this moonlit beach for one last time.
See, this is shit that why I can't go to sleep at night. That's right.
But that's where the poem is going. Like, okay, maybe this was a beach, because we don't know, you know. And then we start talking. So now I'm adding to it that it was only dark because it was only us.
Wow, that's a whole nother damn poem.
So when they want to add some more people, so he split the dark and lights. Oh, y'all already here.
Call up the search party. We know where they at now.
You know, and that's my thing. It's like there's so many different routes, and you know, when I talk to other poets, I want them to know, look, you don't have to use the title of your poem in the opening. You don't have to use the title of your poem in the poem.
I really do.
I say a lot of times, I say, I want you to write the title of the poem. It might take you 2 pages to do it, but don't use the title. Just tell me what the title looks like to you, so I can see what it was that you saw when you thought this should be the title.
Yeah. I tell you, AJ, man, that's why I love the work that we do, because I don't know where else you can go and get this kind of effect. You know,
Man, I don't know. I don't know where you could get this. You can get this happy without living across the street from a drug house and shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you, I used to smoke weed, right? I used to smoke weed, smoke hashies, and we tie stick and all. But then I went to the studio and I was writing. We were smoking hash and smoking weed. Went to the studio. I wrote this joint I thought was fire. So the next day we going in, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, whoo, yeah, we were fly yesterday. Let's listen to it. And they listen to it, I'm like, is no, I want to listen to what we wrote what we did yesterday.
I don't know what this shit is, but
exactly. But when I heard it, I was like, see, I always tell people, I say, sometimes the substances you use will camouflage your ability to write good. You would think you wrote something that you didn't. You knew what you wanted to write, but your mind and your fingers weren't in agreement, because your mind said, I don't know what you're doing, but my fingers say, I'm going to do this. But after that, man, I stopped smoking, because I'm like, I cannot dilute this art. And I started I would write and feel like I was high writing. I could write, and when I finished, I'm like, oh, man. Oh, let me check this out. And it was like it just drew everything out of me, or drew everything in me. I don't know which one it was, but it was like back and forth. Yeah. but it was just amazing when you write and it ignites a fire in you to say, "Woo, man, let me,
It definitely takes you someplace.
Yeah, let me put that pen down. I think there's something wrong with that pen.
That pen got something in it.
My partner, before he passed away, he was saying, man, did you finish that poem? I said, man, I'm halfway through it. I said, I had to put that pen down, man. God was getting too heavy to carry.
Wow. Gee, some people ain't going to get that. It's okay if it went over your head. Don't worry about it. We'll tell you about it later. Don't even worry about it.
You had to put that pen down. God was getting too heavy to carry, man. But no, man, I'm saying, man, it is just like I'm looking so forward to hanging out with Mr. Witts, man, because I'm saying I love his work, man. I love everything he writes. I love everything that I read from both of y'all. Yeah. And I'm saying every time we talk, man, it's so amazing that, and it's not just me, because when I'm with you, everybody say, hey, you gonna be with Coach Ja? Everybody would come and listen, because they know the conversation is going to be a match.
They say the same thing to me. You especially Mike, when you and AJ on, I just turn everything off.
And it's going to be a match. It's going to blend, because there's no way that this is why COVID showed up.
Yeah.
COVID showed up so we can do this.
So we can do some things.
So y'all could come here and understand that you need to be a part of this, because we need to build, like what do you say, build back better? Yeah, that's what we're doing this post. We're building back better, but they don't understand.
Man, here's the thing about that too, AJ. We are now in a time where we have to homeschool. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, if you're not homeschooling now, your kids is going to be so lost when they get back to school.
Oh yeah.
We are in perfect position. And those parents who are homeschooling and have been homeschooling already, you done found your job. You can leave your damn job. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it right now. We need to have small tutoring packages together that parents can purchase, that is simple, it's not complicated, and the kids can do the work. Because that's what they need. And the basic, I'm not talking, listen, I don't know trigonometry, trigonometry, and all that. I don't know all that math shit. I don't like math, because I can't argue 2 + 2 is 27. It ain't going to work. So I don't like math. But with you give me some words, and I'll keep you busy the rest of your life. And so we have what we need now to put together packages for basic packages. If you can go to school up to the 6th grade, if you can make it to middle school, you can make it through life.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't have. A lot of people got GEDs.
I got a GED.
No, but I always tell people, I say the 2 most important classes is English and mathematics. It's English because that's the language that we speak.
Right.
It's math because you got to be able to count some shit if you're going to live. But I said, I could teach you English and mathematics. History, science, and all the other stuff would just fall in place because history is somebody's version of what actually happened.
Exactly.
The dates might be a bit incorrect, but it's going. But I say, but math, I say I can teach you math easy because I say the largest number in the world is 9. There's no number. I don't care where you go. There's no number larger than 9. Once you add 1 to 9, it becomes 2 numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So the largest number in the world is 9. So if you're bigger than 9, you can. You said, but if I could teach you to see in groups of 9, that's why I tell them, I say, don't write it down. I say, okay, so 9 plus 7 is what? They say, I say, no, I don't think. So what do you take from 7 to make, what do you need to add to 9 to make it 10? They say 1. I said, so think of 9. Every other number come up with, take 1 from it. And then you got 16. 9, 7, and 16. I say, so 9 and 23 is what? You say, okay, I got to take, what do you add 9? So 22. 22 and 10 is 32. So I say, if I can teach you to see it in your head without carrying one, and then a lot of times, even in class, people say, "Oh, that's so and so, that's so and so," and it's easy once you catch on that I'm bigger than math. I said, I didn't really teach you math. I just taught you were bigger than math.
Mm. Yeah. Wow.
You know, you ain't afraid of it no more.
Yeah.
So,
because I've been scared of math.
Exactly, Betty.
Yeah.
Now, but the thing is, and they kind of waiting on me to cook dinner tonight because I told them I was gonna cook some tacos and something else.
Oh yeah, you got to go on and get it in.
So I gotta, but I don't have, all I have is the meat for tacos, and they decide tacos. So that means there's no shredded cheese, no shredded lettuce.
So you got to go to the store now.
Yeah, so and see that's why it's like you don't raise your hand, but everybody else got their hand down and they're looking at you like your hands raised. You're like, what? I didn't. I didn't volunteer this time. Okay, at AJ Word Artist on Instagram, you can just DM me.
Or text me. I'll get you in touch with AJ.
Yeah, and I'm saying any book you want, and if you buy more than one book, I'll give you a discount, I'll give you a deal, and I'll just mail all the books out to you tomorrow. But just hit me up. Ja has a couple of my books, so he can tell you the ones that he has. Mm-hmm. And Betty, thank you. Love you too. Appreciate you. Queer Poetic Vibes. But no, I'm saying any book you want, we'll sit down and make a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I got to go get these people ready to eat. And man, I love you, man. I'm gonna make it in the morning. I saw you had sent me a link. I thought, did Open Book come on your show this morning?
Yeah, that's why I sent it, because I figured if she come on, then and you come on, then we could talk about it. But I know it's early for you, so I mean,
no, it's not. I'm saying I my shoulder, man, my arm is still bothering me. So I'm trying to exercise, and the more I exercise, the more it hurts when I go to bed. But I'm like, if I don't exercise it, I don't think it's gonna get better.
Damn.
So I'm doing that. Huh?
You getting any better?
No, I'm saying it's move. It still hurts the same. I have more movement in it.
Gotcha. He says, "See, they stop hurting. That ain't."
Because at first I'm saying I could raise it up, but I couldn't even raise it this way. But now I could raise it. It's still in this area. It feel like rotator cuff or something, man. But they took X-rays and said it was nothing. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, if y'all say it's nothing, I'm gonna try and act like it's nothing, try and make it better, because I sure don't want to come back and see you at emergency. Because
it says it's something now.
Every time you go to emergency, they said, Mr. Houston, you didn't pay your bill. It was an emergency. I thought emergency was free.
Oh my God.
Symbiosis say, thanks, AJ and John. Hey, Symbiosis, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. Every time you come through, man. I love your work.
And tune in and stay with us. Aunt Elaine, thank you so much, man. That's my father's sister, man. And I love her to pieces, man. I hate that I didn't get to see her in Florida. But we coming back. We coming down. We're gonna drive down, I guess, because I can't take my baby on the plane because she's not gonna wear no mask, and that ain't gonna work.
But don't want to be arguing with people like, hey, can you back up?
Yeah.
Because I'm saying my girl, she be saying, she be kind of tapping me like, calm down. Because people be walking toward me like we don't have a 6 feet barrier amongst us. I just put up my hand. I say, hold up, man. I say, if this is your space, give me a second to get out of it.
Get out of it. Yeah, damn that.
You can have this space as soon as I leave it, but you're not finna share it with me.
This space is like drawers. You ain't got no business in it.
Somebody else can say, could you send me the books for planning that you mentioned? Planning, you're talking about the writing book, the Let Us Write book? Just let me know. Well, DM me and we'll talk. Brooklyn, what up? No, man, but for sure, man, I'm gonna go, man, and get this meal started so I can actually finish this. But check it out. Before I go, I'm gonna read you the first part. Is I'll tell you this poem. Moonlit walks on the ocean floor. This is what I got so far. It says, history will seldom tell the truth. Will forget or misplace the who's, delete or expunge the wheres. It is impossible to find yourself if you have no idea where is or who was. History will never spell your name correctly, will write you out of your own story when it comes to oceans and sky. The moon and I have been friends from the moment my mother introduced us. The moon is a woman if no one ever took the time to tell you. I imagine my ancestors were well acquainted with her and her cycles. So when asked, I would freely explain what was told me by the ancestors that frequent my pen. Their relationship with the moon was personal. Every dance was shared when its phase full or crescent. What if the floor of oceans were beaches before darkness split with light to reveal where Earth would live?
Yeah, AJ. Yeah. I'm going to write my daughter's book now. I'm going to write my daughter's book. I want my daughter, when she reads this book, I want her to imagine her face being inside of the moon. You know, like I want her to be like, man, I just lifted.
But check it out. What if you put a full moon just aliased in the background of every page? Not that it would interfere with the writing.
Well, what I want to watermark her sonogram picture.
Okay. No, that'll work. Yeah, that's easy.
So we got to talk about that because you know that's I'm coming through you.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
Okay, good, because that's what I want to do, and I'll show you the pictures. A simple picture, just the sonogram face, 3D, and I think that would be just, oh man.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy for sure.
Cool. And the next book, it will be both of my daughters, and I'm writing one for both of my sons. Even though my oldest son and I aren't speaking, I'm hoping that in due time he will at least pick up the damn book, and I hope he ain't in prison to do it. I hope he's not in prison and force him to do it, but so he can see some things from a different light.
Yeah, man. My son just had a gender reveal party, having a daughter.
Oh man!
And the trip was when I was watching, I had on my pink Las Vegas shirt.
Did you?
And he had on a pink button up because pink is his favorite color too, and it's mine. So I did a workshop at his school when he was in high school. He was a senior, played football. So they asked me to come and do a workshop. So I walk in class, and he trying to seek now because he made straight A's. But you know, playing football, you kind of got to hang, and you can't let everybody know you're smart, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm in school and I'm talking, and I didn't know he wrote poetry, but he was writing poetry for the other guys, for the girls. So I came in, I started talking about poetry, and I said, "Ooh, Alex, your dad is so much better than you."
Dang.
I'm gonna buy his book. I'm gonna buy his book and use some of his poems to give my girl. But it was just the fact that you and Quill Poetic Vibes. I love you guys, AJ Words and Coach Ja. Your energy is fire. Now, but it was just amazing how you see his friends will gravitate, because they would all come to my house. When they came to my house, they had to pull their pants up before they get out the car.
Mm-hmm.
They walk in the house and they button, how you doing? You know, Mr. AJ, you know, and it's cool. Cause I told him, I said, y'all come over here. I said, but ain't gonna be no cussing in my house. Ain't gonna be no niggas in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to pull your pants up.
Yeah.
I said, other than that, we can have pizza. Y'all can play games. We can do whatever.
Yeah.
Those are the rules. And they abide by the rules, because I'm like, I don't know where you come from. But if you come here, you got to know where you're going.
You got to know where you're going. Yeah. Or you're going to find out.
Yeah. You know, and that was dope, man. But no, man, I love your job, man. Appreciate you.
Bro,
Going
I
to cook these
appreciate you so
folks some
much,
food.
man. Thank you, everybody who tuned in and stuck in here with us, man. If you popped in and stepped out and came back, man, thank y'all so much. My Aunt Elaine, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I have some other cousins in here. I just don't know what their names are in the feed, but all my family that's
Yeah. That's what I be telling people. Somebody tell me, "Oh, I'm gonna change my name." I said, "Please don't," because one guy told me he said, "I got to think of my poet name." I'm like, so why don't you just write under your name and be a poet?
Yeah.
So I can find you. I said, because if you have a poet name and nobody knows who you are, they're not going to be able to find you. And then no rules, guidance, structure. Appreciate it. Now appreciate it. Symbiosis, man. We love y'all, man. We appreciate it. I got a jet because I got to go cook some food. Got to go cook dinner. It's time to eat. What time is it here?
It's 9:45 here, so it's what, 6:45 over there?
Yeah, 6:45. So I got a little time. I got a missed call, so I know I got a call from the other room. Like, you know,
yeah, it's time to go. Time to
go. Like where dinner?
Going to eat. Going to eat. Look, AJ, go feed the family, man. I love you, brother. I appreciate you, man. It's such an honor to be here with you every week, man. I love it, man. I love it.
Man, this show, man. This is, man. I look forward. No matter what, I look forward to Thursday. I'm like, what day is it? What day is it? Okay, because I know. But if y'all have any questions, if y'all have any questions, DM Coach Ja. Follow Coach Ja Smalls on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. You know, subscribe to this channel. Or follow me. DM your questions, and we will write the questions down, and we will definitely bring up the questions and have a full conversation. If you give us time, then we can actually, you know, seek everything and make sure that we have all the proper facts, so we're not just giving you whatever. Pullport advised, man. Thank you. Have a great evening. Brooklyn, what up? Yeah, I'm gonna go cook.
Yeah, go cook. Darkman Blues, go cook. Darkman Blues, you gotta call me, man. I'm gonna call you because you ain't called me back yet. I gotta call you. Go cook that food, AJ, man. We'll talk later.
I called him up just out the blue not too long ago because I wanted to talk to him.
I gotta call him and talk to him. So yeah. Anyway, man, go make that food and we'll talk later on, brother.
I gotta go to the store first, but yeah, I'm finna hear that.
Yeah, you better hurry up. You ain't having it.
Please, love you, my brother, man.
Love. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll holler at y'all later.
Thank you, man. Be excellent. Peace.
Peace.